Here it comes. I can't wait. What's up, everybody? It's the week of, what's today? June 7th, and you're all tuning in to the StopGap, Stop Pants, Back Tits Participation Awards, Bathtub of Crawdads, Anyone But the Haitians, Join ISIS, Mall Knife Ninja, Pump and Dump, A10 Warthog, Overthrow the Bourgeoisie, Blocking My Blockchain, Black Hole Explosion, The Greatest Generation, Senator Congressman Jr., Money in the Dick Stand, Cosby Coffee Date, Peppa Pig, Gangsta, Hoovia, Out of Shape, Gay Puerto Rican, Genie, Goodnight Biscuit, Soy Boy Momo, Canadian White House Fire Radio Show. Once again, it's the week of June 7th. We just finished In the Mix, and it's time to talk about some bullshit. But in the headlines of this week, we've got, in the definition of irony, Trump lawyers told him that he has the absolute right to pardon himself. Ignore the Constitution, I guess. Spain's prime minister has been forced out of his job by a vote of no confidence due to a corruption scandal. Iceland makes organ donation an opt-out program. Palestinian nurse is shot and killed by Israeli snipers while trying to administer first aid. The Supreme Court rules in favor of the bakery that refused to make a wedding cake for a gay couple, exercising their constitutional right of religious freedom. YouTuber is arrested after live streaming a fake bomb threat at University of Washington, and pretty much everyone levies tariffs against the U.S. in response to last week's move by Trump. And to finish it out with a little bit more bitter irony, Trump brings up the War of 1812 in discussions with Trudeau while crying about Democrats still being concerned with the 2016 election. Kill me now. What's up, co-hosts? How has your week been? How is everybody? We got a special guest this week.
That fucking list.
Yeah. Which one?
Good evening.
The whole list.
I've got two lists. I've got the news, and then I've got the title list there.
Oh, yeah, the news list. I'm used to the title list at this point.
Yeah, the news list has been getting longer day by day because there's just more and more shit. Do you guys find it really convenient that Trump always says something really fucking stupid on Wednesdays?
It's a plan.
It's
It's,
nice.
'cause it's mid-news week.
Yeah, it's nice.
He can get a cycle out of it.
It's like very
it
helpful.
really is. It really is.
Yeah,
like
it is.
It's perfect timing, and it's scheduled every single week. Every Wednesday, he says something fucking stupid.
Yeah. What did he say today? That he's gonna what?
No, today's Thursday. Wednesday, he brought up the War of
But he
1812 with Canada, mentioning that they burned down the White House.
But
Ignoring
he did
the
say
fact
something
that
today.
that we burned down Toronto and other Canadian cities during the war.
And that
of
was also
1812.
England, technically.
Yeah.
But you're saying he didn't say anything dumb today?
No, he absolutely did. Let's be real.
I don't know.
Hey, that's
Well, I
a
mean,
white
that just
lie.
happened a couple hours ago, apparently. I also haven't had time to read it, to be honest.
How's everyone's week been?
No one
Who
wants
is
to talk.
making the chittering?
Cabinet.
What is that chittering sound? Do you
I
guys
know.
hear that? I'm
I
tripping
do.
balls. What's up, Jen? How you been? Everybody, this is Jennifer Jarvis. She's coming on
Hello.
because I believe
camera's
you and Wayne got you and Graham have something going on, right?
At some point, yes.
At some point, yes. But we
Dude,
figured
that so was not for fucking hair at all. It's all right. I didn't tell you that. I figured you wouldn't rat.
It's going to be a show entirely about the Mandela
if you
effect.
say we're bringing someone
But I'm not
someone
telling you.
on
I
for
don't know.
something.
I don't know.
What makes you think I'm not going to mention why we're bringing them on? Now every fan, if I just say we brought on a long-time
let's
fan,
face it.
Jennifer Jarvis, then everybody thinks that they're going to be able to come on at some time. No, there's got to be a reason for
Well,
them
that's
to
a good
come on.
point.
If you guys have a good bit, submit it to me. We'll see if we can have you on. We love bits on this show.
A bit. Are you talking?
I'm tired of Graham trying to come up with all these bits.
You mean like the whole thing? This whole fucking
Oh, really?
thing?
Alterna
big
was
bit.
your bit?
No.
Didn't think so.
Yes, actually it was, motherfucker.
No, it
was
wasn't.
Rick's bit. It was Rick's bit,
Alterna
but
was
I got it
Rick's
going,
bit.
dude.
No.
But I got it
No.
going with the guy. Yes, I did.
No.
Slow come. Come on.
What about your
Graham
slow comp?
did some ancillary shit talking to really sell it in. I mean,
I
you
did.
can't underestimate that.
You can't. Your entire existence, dude. Fuck.
All right, but Jerry, did you announce us?
Yeah.
So you can't tell him
What?
shit, man.
Yeah. I just don't.
We can
Spam
use
at
we can
everywhere,
use at here.
everyone.
We can use at here.
Yeah,
at
that's
everyone is
extra
for-
typing.
It's
Adhere
five.
to
It's
what?
5 fucking letters, man.
Yeah,
Five
that's
years.
true.
It's not even-
Honestly, I just actually forgot to be
4
honest.
letters.
You piece of shit.
Well, you have to use the @ symbol too.
But
But
yeah,
4 letters.
we're trying to grow StopGap. We're trying to get an audience. I'm tired of our fucking average view time being so high. We're at 38 minutes. We're up 10% from last week.
It's because it's late and people leave it on when they go to sleep.
Maybe,
pretty sure.
maybe, but I think it's because
really.
we don't have enough live viewers. We don't have enough viewers to be leaving halfway through when they realize everything we say is going to offend them.
That because we fucking roll.
So
That's
I want to grow the channel. I want to get more viewers so that we can get more input. We can get more differing opinions in the chat.
Yeah.
But more so just so that we can make some money.
I know.
I just want people
Making-
to stare at me for even longer. That's what I
Making
do.
money moves.
Make a money moves. But I don't know. It'll be weird to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just keep forgetting my camera's down here, not up here. This is gonna annoy me all show.
If Twitch hadn't changed their terms of service, we'd be getting paid every month. But
True.
they changed their terms of service. Apologies to everybody who subscribed on Twitch, but we got kind of forced out because of our content.
I just want to bring up, it looks like Jerry is probably going to hang himself with that light strip.
That right
do it
there.
on air.
Oh,
Where
dude.
can we see?
I'm expecting to see a hooker inverted with her carotid slit so that she can
Make sure the
drain-
camera's
or jugulars slit so that she can drain of blood in the background.
You got
Would
the
you drink
forcing cam, dude. Ugh.
The first.
Would you drain a hooker's blood? Even?
Not.
Well, yeah. How are you supposed to drink it if not?
Yeah, that's true.
But
I
yeah,
don't know.
how's everyone's week been? Has it been a good week?
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
been okay.
it's okay for me. I didn't get exiled to a basement somewhere with a suicide rope.
Pretty
That's a good
much,
point.
dude. Yeah, that was my week.
Yeah,
It was
you're
just
winning.
moving all week.
Do you still have like the ceramic insulators like hammered into those beams above you to
Yeah.
to carry? Yeah, that's how old my house was too. Like
Yeah.
you get like the 1-inch thick ceramic insulators, and there's like a rubber end that's just so fucked from age, but that's all what all the wires are attached to.
Just to hold the
Yeah.
weight.
Then yeah.
Well, no, it's because you
that.
don't. Wires weren't well insulated back in the day, so you didn't just attach them to the wood or the drywall. You had to like hammer in some ceramic and then attach them to the ceramic so they wouldn't burn your fucking house down.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Or asbestos, you could use that too.
What?
Hey, dude, either of those sound fine to me right now.
Yeah,
You're down there.
man. It's been a busy week for news.
So also sorry. Yeah, I'm also distracted because what
Thinking
game?
about killing yourself.
Yeah, dude. Game 5 of hockey's on. So yeah,
I
Gee,
heard
you're
Las
distracted.
Vegas kind of fell off.
they did,
Sure,
but
yeah.
they're doing good right now. So we might have something come back. But I'm just hoping for more good games. But Vegas is down 3-1 in the finals. They're doing really good on this game, but also, I mean, if any team can do it, it's probably their wonder story of like coolness. But
'cause
being
of the shirt.
realistic, but being also realistic as hell. Yeah, no team's ever come back from 3-1 in the Stanley Cup Finals
Well,
ever. And I
it's
think
still a
of
shooter.
all of the playoffs, I think there's been like one team out of like 150 who's ever done that.
The Warriors have thrown a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, like it's possible.
It's
just
possible.
Very
Speaking
unlikely.
of the NBA Finals, do you
Red
guys
Sox?
think it would have been much different if the refs hadn't thrown that one game, the first game, to the Warriors?
No, because
It's still LeBron against.
it's just
entire-
LeBron against everyone. Yeah,
against the entire fucking Warriors lineup. Yeah.
against all of the Warriors
Dude,
and J.R. Smith.
Holy
so-
shit, J.R. Smith. How do
It's-
you fucking dribble out 6
That guy's
seconds
That guy's
when
gonna
you're
kill
tied?
No, he's not, dude. This is nothing new with J.R. Smith, dude. No, this is literally nothing, dude. There's literally clips from like 3 years ago of
He's
J.R.
never done
Smith.
that.
No, yeah, he has. He's
He
basically done
dribbled out
that.
he's dribbled out of bounds, thinking they were up.
Yeah, well, not that exactly, but no, there's like literally one game he thought the game was just not happening. He literally just stops playing, walks to the other team's bench, does a bro hug with someone on the other team's bench while the other guy just runs by us and scores.
Because he's on the
Like,
pot.
that's J.R. Smith.
Dude, they need to investigate him for a gambling problem.
He's on the pot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's
No,
like-
he's
watching,
he's on the pot.
watching
Dude.
the end of that first game, there's no way he didn't have money on the Warriors.
Bro, he's on pot. Look at the rest of his. Look at his eyes.
Yeah, no,
Well, yeah,
everything he
but
does
that's-
is just like
no,
I forgot
that's how
about
he's
this.
played every game. He
Yeah.
gets high before every game. That's J.R. Smith. It's well
Obvi-
known. But the problem is
Bet not the next game.
the problem is that he fucking threw that first game hard as fuck. Well, the refs threw it, and then we had a chance to win.
And you're not going to. Sorry.
And
Like,
JR threw it
I
entirely.
will say, if anyone, even if you're not a basketball fan, actually watch that series, because like Golden State's gonna win it. You're not watching it because Golden State's gonna win it. It's one of those rare moments of sports where you've never seen like a superstar like LeBron
You're
James
watching
carry
the
that
greatest
fucking
NBA
much.
player of all time play and and try to carry his team to a championship.
Like you're watching a
people
guy
can argue
literally drop
that-
50 plus points and still lose. Like it's kind of
Yeah.
depressing, but
Yeah.
like it is just like insane display of talent and skill.
People can argue that Michael Jordan was better, but I will never believe them because Pippen, if Michael Jordan wasn't on the Bulls, Pippen would have been a superstar on that team. He would have been their superstar. Like
Meh.
LeBron James had that with Kevin Love. That's about all. But Kevin Love's fallen off this past year. The Cavs ruined Kevin Love.
Yeah.
But he never had a superstar, someone who would be able to shine on their own if LeBron got injured. He never had that. Whereas fucking Michael Jordan, Stephen Curry, they all have a superstar lineup behind them. They were supported by stars. LeBron James has done almost everything in his career by himself except for the titles in Miami.
Yeah. Oh, and look what happened when he got quality players with him. You know what I mean? I mean, Dwayne Wade was still top tier at that point, but he was running towards the end of his career. But he still had some people to back him up to play with.
Yeah. And look at LeBron James. When is his career gonna end? Because he's 33 and playing the absolute best basketball of his fucking life. Like, when is he gonna fall off?
He's got another couple years left before he starts losing the step, before he starts losing his edge. But then that'll be the real question about if you can cement him as being one of the greatest of all time, because is he going to learn to play smarter to where he doesn't have to be as physical like Jordan did at the end of his career? Like Jordan could still go crazy, but he also learned how to play smarter as well. So he wasn't putting his body in as much physical risk as he was earlier in his career. You don't heal as quick, when you get older.
It's a different basketball. I don't think LeBron James is ever going to have to worry about it because it's a completely different basketball. There is no dirty Detroit in this league.
Yeah.
True. Whereas Michael Jordan had to worry about that. He had to play smart. LeBron James can just keep putting it up.
Yeah.
No, watch that Vine. That's J.R. Smith in a nutshell.
I just want to see him win at least a couple games of this series through sheer force of will.
Yeah, same. Because like that's basically what he's trying to do, and like that's why it is impressive as shit. But like it's also kind of sad and depressing at the same time when you watch him just drop over 50 points in a game and still lose.
Yeah. Yeah, in the chat, that's the thing that's always impressed me with LeBron is not just him on the court, but like there's never been a scandal. The closest thing there was to a scandal was his mom and the dude.
Yeah, not Kyrie Irving, Braylon Edwards.
Well, to be as good as he is, you have to live, breathe, and eat what you do, basically.
Well,
And not
yeah,
to
but I mean,
mention-
he doesn't-
basketball.
But,
not
I
to
mean,
mention,
he
but
didn't
the
have time
amount
for that.
he's donated to charities and established scholarships for inner city children, like the
Yeah.
dude has done a fuck ton.
Right, but he's one of the last of the directly out of high school kids because they changed the rules right after that. And the majority, I mean, there's been exceptions for kids that came directly out of high school that have done well in the league and also done well in life. But the majority of everybody seems to fall apart. They might be excellent on the court, but their personal life is a wreck. But like with him, there's never really. It seems like he's always had it like pretty well together. I think he must have had like a really good team around him when he was young, you know, when he first got into the league, because he was making a lot of money at the very beginning, you know what I mean? And to not make the same stupid mistakes that everybody does when they first get, you know, fuck you money like that.
Well, that's usually the hardest part.
And people hate Dan Gibson as an owner. He's a shit owner. Like he's a shit owner, but he did something right when they grabbed LeBron James. To mold him into the person that he's become. I don't know if it was Dan Gibson himself or just the manager, the coach, everybody that he put around LeBron James. But in order to cultivate that young talent and keep him from going off the rails like Johnny Manziel,
which I will watch some Canadian Football League for because I'm actually somewhat interested.
Oh, did he sign with the CFL, the team?
Yeah, he's going to be playing in the Canadian Football League here soon. I gotta watch. Like I shouldn't, but I'm going to.
Yeah. The other day, well, not the other day, like a few months ago, but there's this kid, right? And he threw a basketball up in the air. He goes, "Look, I'm LeBron," and it made me realize how fucking old I am.
Yeah.
Because I remember being that kid and going, "Look, I'm Michael Jordan."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
Yeah, I did that when I was gambling.
When we,
the one for me,
you wouldn't tip your waitresses.
No tipping Pippin. How do you know about that?
No tipping Jordan too.
No tipping Jordan. Jordan was the most notorious.
No. Pippin was the most notorious. That's what I was just gonna say. Is LeBron? I've never seen him out here. But Jordan and Pippen
doesn't tip
out here.
But he also doesn't gamble.
He doesn't gamble. But Jordan and Pippen both, they'd win in the uppers of hundreds of thousands and not tip anyone. No one.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm sure it just went with Pippen because it's no tip and Pippen. But
it's kind of interesting though how quickly Kobe's fallen out of the debate for like one of the top players. I mean, part of it is because the last few seasons on the Lakers, you know, the Lakers were so terrible, so kind of tarnished.
He was too selfish, and he didn't translate that when he got older and fell off. He didn't translate to team play.
Exactly, but he was an amazing player.
Like, sure, he can put up 73 points a game. I think was his max.
Mm-hmm.
But.
Which is fucking insane.
He can't.
But I mean, not
that
long ago.
Team around him.
I mean, you know, 5 years ago, there was still debate. Is, you know, Kobe one of the greatest? And now it's like he doesn't even get mentioned in that anymore. So I just think that's interesting.
I think it's
Jordan wins best shit talker though, hands down.
Oh yeah, yeah, and he was vindictive too. Like he would make it a point. Like if he felt he had to teach somebody a lesson, he would make it a point for the rest of his career to just dog the shit out of them every single time they played.
I'd say LeBron James, Michael Jordan, maybe Magic Johnson, Wilt Chamberlain, and then honestly Shaq.
Is this your Rushmore?
That's my Rushmore for basketball.
Okay,
that's my top
five. Jordan went
Shaq had a great career.
Ooh. Larry Bird instead of Chamberlain.
I'm going to go with Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, and Detlef Schrempf.
The fuck are you talking about?
You need some Supersonics on there.
Yeah, rip to the Sonics, man.
I always like Ben Wallace a lot.
Yeah, like a fan of the Fro.
Yeah, I mean he was another good big man. You know what I mean? Well, he played hard.
Yeah, then you had him and Chauncey Billups actually do something.
Oh, Alicia, how nice of you to join us.
That was that's the extent of my basketball knowledge, was watching that shit.
You watch basketball, Alicia? Nope, didn't think so.
Actually, that's also, I think we don't hear about Kobe because he's not in that like 3 league. And a bunch of those other guys went to that 3 league.
And also because, like I said, Kobe was selfish. He wasn't a team player.
I put Iverson up there in my top 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah, and also all of those guys, like
Iverson's one.
All of those guys, they're doing that 3 league now in their 40s, which is kind of cool. So they
you want to talk about long careers though? Penny Hardaway.
Yeah. But after he got hurt like early and never had the same. He wasn't the same as the beginning. But
Dude, people thought he was going to be the next Jordan.
But we can thank Penny for the foam posits.
Yeah,
exactly.
I like shoes. The foams and I'm from DC, which is like the home of the foam posits. So yeah, but Iverson was a real game changer. He's one of the ones I feel bad that he never got to win a championship.
He broke out, right?
Probably.
I mean, being known for your crossover is a pretty cool thing to be known for.
Oh shit! Did you guys see T.O.? He did the MTV The Challenge for charity, and he quit because someone talked shit to him.
What?
Like like his last episode. His last episode. One of the like MTV celebrities from like he's an actually all right dude in real life, but he does the challenge, and that's like his career. Is
the real world guy? He called
out Terrell Owens because he was talking shit to him, and he's like, at least I didn't blow $500,000 and fucking have to show up on the challenge to make my paycheck. Like, because Terrell Owens was he was bankrupt. Like,
yeah,
dude, it was the best. Because my wife was watching it, and she's like, he doesn't seem like a terrible dude. And I'm like, Terrell Owens was the biggest piece of shit in football. Like, he's the most hated guy in football, for sure. Yeah. Maybe Tom Brady, but that's just because Tom Brady's good. Terrell Owens was hated because he was good and because he was a piece of shit.
Well, he was a piece of shit, and he was good, but he wasn't great.
He wasn't good enough to be the piece of shit
he wasn't. Right, he wasn't good enough to talk the amount of shit he did.
Like if Barry
Sanders
talked that much shit, the teams would be like, "Calm down, Barry. Let's just calm down."
The difference too is like he talked enough shit that his own teammates didn't fuck with him. Yeah. Not just that average people didn't like him, but he got booted out of every team basically as soon as possible because everyone was like, "I don't fuck with this dude."
Randy Moss was better.
Hell yeah, Randy Moss was better.
Well, Randy Moss also had one of the longest career for wide receivers.
Yeah,
I just like that you guys are talking about famous Seahawks receiver Terrell Owens.
I prefer to talk about.
He was a Niner.
There, he played everywhere.
You mean the famous Dallas receiver Terrell Owens, right?
He was on
49er.
He was on the Eagles for a minute too.
He was on the 49ers for a while.
Yeah.
No, that was Randy Moss.
Dude, watching that clip of him getting laid out on the Star in Texas was so good.
Well, dude, okay, am I the only one who?
That good pull. I forgot about that. That was awesome.
When he just drops the ball on the Texas Star and you just see the fucking linebacker come out and fucking. God, that was so good.
Yeah.
No, does anyone? Okay, that's. I mean, it's probably also because they're both Cowboys receivers, but that's how I was always. Des Bryant, Des Bryant was always like. Okay, you're Terrell Owens 2.0. You're above average, but you talk like you're the best thing in the world. And that I don't know.
Also, hold on, guys. Eyes Evil is in the chat. So I don't know if he's just
accurate.
If he's a glutton for punishment.
No, he's accurate.
Or if he's just getting into the show and hating on everybody. So because I don't know, I read your comments from 2 days ago. Don't think I didn't see those. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with him tuning in this week.
Show up on your door. Because he's addicted. See, that's what happens. These guys, these fucking guys, they got to give their opinions. See how much of a dead weight I am when I show up on your fucking doorstep. Huh? Think I'm kidding?
Is it 3-3?
You won't even see me coming either because you never see my face. Creep.
Yeah, no one's gonna see your face.
Nope, this guy will.
What's
his name? Eyes wet.
I also have a fucking vendetta against Des Bryant because all that Calvin Johnson shit.
Did Des get released from? I haven't been staying up on. He got released.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
he hasn't been able to find it. He hasn't been able to find a team. Like at all.
I'm sure the Redskins will probably try to pick him up because Dan Snyder just figures he can buy anything.
Well, no, yeah, he's going to because he's 4 years past his prime. So, Jesus. You gotta get that 2015 Pro Bowl team going.
I have no idea how the Redskins are the most profitable team in the NFL when they've been as terrible as they are for the past decade.
It's all about that fan base.
Yeah.
Well, the Browns have a pretty rabid fan base.
Well, it's about the fan base and the amount of money the fan base has. I mean,
there's a lot of disposable income from DC. I mean, because they charge for to go into training camp practices and they charge for everything now there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I mean, I mean, as far as you could say that I'm a fan, I rep DC teams because I grew up in DC, so I like the hats and stuff. Like I always have those, but I don't follow closely. But I would like to see the Skins have like a good year again.
Someone in chat said merch. That got my mind going.
Yeah.
You guys just paid way too much for Paul Richardson, so have fun with that.
Should we make?
See, I'm already all over it.
Should we do merch? Oh, we're doing merch.
We're doing merch. Don't worry, we got it going.
I was talking about football team merch, but
no, we're doing merch.
I think you want StopGap merch.
Are we doing StopGap merch?
With our fucking giant
Oh
faces
my
on
God, dude, we could put Smoke and Vape and Joe on a shirt.
Of course. It's already done.
Holy shit!
We got the worst cafe press site ever.
Dude, we could do hashtag Fund the Hoot shirts.
Fund the Hoot.
Fund the Hoot. We could do StopGap shirts.
Of course we're doing that.
Yeah, no. I'm definitely. Don't take this the wrong way. Definitely calling you out. Definitely calling you. I'll read your comments now. Shit. Let's get into this.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into this. Okay, so 2 days ago, he said. Oh, well, 1 week ago, he said that fucking schmuck that sounds like he's in a tunnel and never on camera is dead weight. Graham, left to right from top.
Stating the obvious.
I don't know who all he's talking about. Let me pop this up.
He's listening.
Let me pop up the actual
Graham is stuck in the fourth dimension right now.
I know, dude. No, his mic keeps going in both of my headphones like randomly, and it's fucking with me hardcore.
Left to right from top.
Check your fucking headphones.
The old guy like myself, so I don't know if he's talking about Jerry or Rick because it switches halfway through.
Here, let's read them and then everyone guesses who it is.
Oh, no. Okay, hold on. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Matt. The old guy like myself. Guess. The smartass that beat these kids up in high school, then embraced his inner nerd. I'm always in the center, so that's me, which, I mean, I didn't actually beat kids up.
Just continue reading.
I picked on them for sure.
Stop self-analyzing.
Wayne.
Fucking 570, just back down.
Wayne, no. I hit him where it hurt. Okay, I found it.
Very sorry
Wayne,
he did it.
Concrete, Yosemite the Man, Shindo, Low Light, No Self-Esteem, Showstopper.
Ooh, that hurts.
The guy that makes comments that make zero sense or have zero relevance, grinds shows to a halt, and then rah Trump got no camera guy sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher.
He's gonna be real sorry he did me twice. Trust me.
Did Charlie Brown's teacher make that many AIDS jokes?
Real quick, I'm gonna show you guys a timestamp
of
what I'm talking about, and we're gonna show who all of these are. I didn't beat up a lot of kids in middle school.
I don't think he's talking about you there.
No, he absolutely is. Because,
no, I think you're the last one.
No, he just agreed in the chat. That's
you. Because the guy to the top left is Matt. He's the old guy. And then,
I'm only 38.
And then I embraced my inner nerd, and honestly, he read me like a fucking book. I embraced my inner nerd once I was out of high school.
But who didn't know that?
And it didn't fucking matter. And then it's Wayne, Concrete, Low Self-Esteem Kyle, and then Jerry, who honestly usually comes in a bit too drunk and does make comments that fucking interrupt everything. So he's not wrong there, right?
He's not wrong about any of it. But he's going to be sorry he said it.
And then rah Trump because you're the guy that always takes Trump's side. And then
is that 3 times? Is that 3 times?
Two days ago on the May 31st episode, he says, gaming talk. And then he says, now WWE rap stories. It's douche week on StopGap. One guy has to be the know-it-all every week. Can you guess who? Also, tell Concrete to never refer to something as tight again. It doesn't flow from his Yosemite Sam. Honestly, it feels like hate, but it fits in perfectly. It really fits
I'm not
in
disagreeing.
Perfectly.
No, perfectly accurate.
And then he does a quote. He does a quote, but there's no timestamp for this one. There's a good argument to be made for that, but which I think is something I said last week. I'm pretty sure that's what I said. And he says, to think I thought I knew the show. I subscribed and watched, but this is fucking horrible. That comes at least once every month. Don't worry about that.
He's a masochist, just like us.
And then calling him out by name, it's the douchey Matthew rambling homo show.
I mean, get the fuck out of here. Hey, ban this guy. He actually does like the show. Let's ban him.
You just try and get a word in, I fucking dare you. And then quotes, China has always thought generationally and multi-generationally.
Is this guy China?
No.
There's nothing wrong with this analysis, though. That's actually like super on point analysis.
I wouldn't say I'm a know-it-all about everything.
Everyone's like, I don't know.
I'm a know-it-all about a couple specific things. So then
like rap.
When it comes to rap, Pretty Matthew's our go-to guy. He's a rap. He's a hip hop head.
You should see when we go off air. That's all he does is talk about rap to us.
See, I was just thinking about the Chinese thing. Like that's really good analysis.
We're not saying you're wrong. We're just saying. No. We're just saying. I mean,
lots of people are right that end up.
Hold on. When I just read the comments and I don't have scotch in me, I go, well, what's this dude's fucking problem with us?
And then you drink a little bit, and you're
But then I start doing the show. I start drinking, and I go, this dude makes a lot of good points.
Remember last week when we had an entire 10-minute segment about how none of us would ever watch this show and only host it?
Yeah.
That's pretty much that comment.
Yeah, if we weren't on camera right now, we wouldn't be here. Like, you wouldn't see us in chat. There's a reason why when I'm on vacation, I don't tune into this fucking show.
Yeah, so what does that make this guy?
Well, I mean, he just commented, "I love you guys," but sometimes it gets weird.
It definitely gets weird.
No, and the fuck out.
And that's because the core. The core of this show is to not have a set format. We don't have a set format. We just talk about what comes to our minds. We just bullshit. So sometimes that's gonna be a diss track that a dude dropped that's fucking fire.
When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro.
Yeah,
exactly. That's why we're doing it and you're listening.
I mean,
oh my God! Yeah, that one time I did.
Dysfunctional white guys.
That one time I did the show from the inflatable hot tub.
Yeah.
And so my wife left tonight. She's gone for
for good.
No, she's gone for like 3 days. But
this is gonna be a very weird show.
I'm still pissed because she didn't tell me until like a week ago. Like she bought the ticket, she planned it out with my fucking sister. But
that's great, dude. You get to masturbate with the door open.
Until like a week ago. And I don't know how to feel about it. Like I'm initially angry because like I feel like that's lying to me, right?
Do you have a drill?
No, I do. Well, of course I have a fucking drill. I have a fucking dick.
Yeah, you could let it blast with her not there. Volume full blast.
I feel like she lied to me.
She didn't lie to you. How long?
Because she knowingly. Okay, because I don't like when she goes out of town for a few days.
That's why.
Because she goes to concerts with my sister. She went to like the Dancing with the Stars show with my sister and stayed in Atlanta. I don't like that because I'm a fucking paranoid person. I think I think about every fucking scenario, and like when she's out of town and I'm not able to keep an eye on her, I'm worried that like someone fucking mugged her, that she got in a car accident, shit like that goes through my mind. So I
realize that stuff can happen right within like 2 miles of your house, right?
But then I can actually be there. If it happens,
to do what?
No, if it happens within 2 miles of my house, if I hear if I learn about it, I can be there. I can be there for her. But if she gets into like a car accident in Atlanta, which is like 120 miles away from here, I can't just be there. I've got to, So it just feels different when she's out of town and when she's gone for a few days. So she knew this. She knew that I don't enjoy her being gone. So she refused to tell me for like 3 weeks.
No, she's protecting your feelings so that way you wouldn't be anxious about it.
Yeah, but then it's like, wait, like you hid this from me? Like it just.
Wait, when she's gone though, are you like texting and calling a lot?
Being weird.
Like,
no.
Checking
hey, what are you doing?
No.
Hey.
Okay.
Like I do.
Otherwise,
I do my shit.
No.
She calls me. She calls me when she wants to talk, or if like I miss her, I text her. I might play an asshole, but I'm a decent husband.
Do you go, hey, it's just me, seeing what you're doing?
No.
Hey,
She may have intentionally
doing?
held, but she was doing it to try to save you anxiety.
Just
So in a way, she was trying to do it to be caring. She wanted to do something, but she knows you don't approve. So because of that, she,
yeah, she's gonna do it anyway.
Withheld it.
But
she's gonna do it, and
is that right?
It's not healthy.
Well, she knew that you were,
but it's not healthy on either of your parts.
She didn't have to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you sound like a psychotic. So
Right.
Yeah, right now you're.
It's a bit of
I wouldn't tell you I
Okay.
was sleeping.
paranoid.
Okay.
No, you're
okay,
creeping me out, man.
I'm a little bit paranoid. All right.
Wait, how long have you been married?
5 years.
Better stop it.
But I understand.
I would think by now
Is
that would have
she-
calmed down a little bit.
There is concern.
Is she a delicate little flower?
I mean, I'm not confident that she could win if she got into a fist fight with someone her size.
She's probably not going to, right?
Well, no.
I mean, does your wife go
No,
around
but-
starting fights?
But another problem is like,
Have you armed her with a taser and some mace?
no, that's another problem.
If she's
the
flying,
problem is
you can't bring mace on the plane.
No.
Yeah.
She's driving to
That
these
help-
concerts. But another problem
Yeah,
is that she
concert.
like goes to country concerts, and I
Yeah,
remember
that
the fucking dudes, because I used to go to country concerts. I used to be one of those dudes hawking the drunk girls, and I'm always seeing her drunk, and I'm like,
Oh god.
yo, some dude's just gonna fucking snatch you up. Like
nah,
that's
they don't
just-
do
that's
that.
just
They
gonna
talk
happen.
a lot. They're like,
Dude,
yeehaw.
I get so
spit
Most
in
of
the
them love their mothers too much to
Yeah.
try to snatch somebody.
They
Well, at
don't
least you
even
don't have to
bed
worry
on their
about that at the Dancing with the Stars concert.
yeah, that's all gay dudes and women.
No. I went to one of those. I got drugged to one by my grandparents. When I got in there, 70% of the people there were retired. Like they were all in retirement age
Oh,
range or older.
Gordon
Right.
Lightfoot concert.
Like they were as old as the host, which was Wayne Newton.
It's the same people that go to the
Doctors.
Antique Roadshow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
It really
and
is.
like
the other
like
people
I'm
were
not
clearly brought there, like against their will.
I'm
Like,
not saying
You guys can
my
talk
wife
shit all you want on the Antique Roadshow, but I love that shit.
I'm not saying my
I'm
wife
not
can't
talking
leave
about
when she
that.
wants.
I'm talking
Like
shit about Dancing with the Stars.
I'm not saying she can't leave when she wants. Like I just want to know.
you just need to give her permission first.
No,
Check
I
in.
just want to know. I just
Cole,
want
where she's at?
to be
Legitimately
aware.
Cool.
Sir.
I got an extra room for you
But
if you want.
You can't. You
You can
can't.
come hang out in the
stop.
psychopaths den.
He knows it's the patriarchy.
Well,
You
she's
better-
my woman. She needs to be here.
There you go.
We can both come.
Hold
There's
up.
extra room.
I
I'll make
haven't
the
I
fucking
haven't
sauce.
eaten
about?
I haven't eaten in like 10 hours shit because she left at like
And you do that to her, don't
11 or 1.
you? Don't you? Don't you? Do you
That's
do that to her?
punishing yourself, not her.
I haven't eaten since you left.
Well, no, she makes all the food. What
I
the fuck
need
am I
you.
supposed to do?
Learn to cook.
Does this sound like
yourself tuna sandwiches?
how long would you stick around?
I got a rice maker, but I don't buy tuna.
I just picture you
wanna
out there in the
make an egg.
backyards using your smoker to smoke pizza rolls.
Yeah.
Holy
I don't know,
shit.
man.
That's a great
That sounds
idea.
like a good idea.
That
You
actually.
better
sounds
learn how
so
to do
good.
that. I'm telling you, trust me. I've been married a fucking couple times, a few times.
At least we
5 or
know
6.
that Cole. Once you get to the point where you're like, yeah, go. Oh, is there any concerts you want to go to? You should go to that. We know you're hoping something.
I would have sent my ex-wife to that concert, that country concert,
Fucking
the one out here.
stop! Don't! No! Wow!
I would have sent her to that. Hey, what are you doing?
Oh,
Like
we-
you didn't
we
know, like
both
you didn't
sent
know
her.
about it. Like it didn't pop into his head immediately. That's what he's freaking out about. Hey, that guy's. Don't worry about it. There was only one shooter. Remember? Remember?
You're
Yeah,
just
we remember.
torturing him.
No, I'm not. I'm saying
Take it
he was
step
he
up.
was confident there was only one shooter, so he has nothing to worry about. The other guy didn't get away.
And that's another thing that I worry about. Right? So for some reason I'm fucking paranoid at all fucking public gatherings. Like
Me
I don't
too.
like going to concerts. I don't even like going to the fucking movies because I don't know when a goddamn psycho's gonna bust in with an AR-15.
Aren't
Right.
you trained?
Do you
Yeah,
jerk
but
animal?
what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm
John
trained.
Rambo over
I'm
there.
trained, but what the fuck am I supposed to do when a dude comes in with a rifle and I'm watching Deadpool?
You gotta get
What's he
your,
gonna do?
you gotta
Talk
get your
like-
CCO.
Like I'm not carrying my pistol every time I
Exactly.
go out to a fucking
Speak Lebanese
to
to
a
him.
show or something.
No, wait.
Yeah.
Don't you live somewhere where you can do carry, like where you can carry?
Yeah, military
open
is allowed.
carry?
Military's allowed concealed carry in Georgia, but the problem is like I don't like
I feel like you would be the one doing the shooting, though.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people get that vibe.
Yeah, I don't know why.
No, but I don't really like carrying in those heavily public places.
That's fair.
Like if I go on a
But
road
that's
trip,
where you need to carry though.
yeah,
not around your house.
If I go on like a road trip, I carry because you never know when you're gonna need to take a stop and get gas. You never know where you're gonna
Or
stop.
hold up a gas station.
And hillbillies. I've watched enough movies to know that murderous hillbillies are like a top 5 threat.
I don't trust anyone.
From all the TV I watched as a kid, I always thought quicksand was going to be a much bigger issue in my
Oh,
life.
me too.
Oh, yeah,
Dude, that was
man.
very big in the 80s. Very fucking big.
No, it was
Quicksand.
huge in the 90s too, because I remember
Early
watching
90s,
people
Princess Bride,
died of fucking quicksand, and I'm like,
Later on in
not-
the 90s, it went out of style. But early 80s, A-Team, Jesus fucking Christ, every other episode of A-Team was someone going into the fucking quicksand.
the Discord link is in the description of the video down there. So if you guys want to join the Discord, go ahead. You can talk about whatever in there.
Wait, I need another fucking window open. Jesus.
It's
I
pretty
know,
much
right?
it's pretty much unmoderated. We don't really
Yeah.
do much. If you whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, feel free to shit on us or fight each other. I don't give a shit.
Go ahead there, Eyes.
Record it though, whatever you do.
Honestly, we've got our own private chat where we talk to each other, so we don't need you fucking guys. All right, we don't need you
Like,
fucking
we
people. We
care.
don't need to associate with you.
I love the criticism.
We do need some pretty good dick pics though, so if y'all can bring that, that'd be great.
Just
Yeah,
send them all to concrete. All to concrete. Oh,
She
and
loves them.
they were going to
Aaron
Graham.
wants to see them too.
Graham. Yeah, Graham.
Yeah.
He's our producer. He needs to see all the dick pics before they get disseminated.
Oh, yeah. I need to compare them.
Official penis inspector. Come on.
Yeah. That's funny.
This show is too much for Wayne, but we taught Wayne the beauty of bits. Wayne wants to
Right.
do bits now.
No,
Oh my
friends,
god.
we don't have a dick pic channel. We have a glory hole channel.
Yeah.
That's what
Yo,
we have on
today-
Maybe Smoking Vape and Joe can show up on
Yeah.
We gotta have somewhere to have people go.
Besides
I-
Alicia's.
I can't.
I told him on In the Mix, I'm like, dude, if you want to do another Donnie Donato bit, I got you. I got a fucking customer for Donnie Donato's. And
Yeah.
and he didn't seem like he was all for it. And we told
he
him,
bit.
No, because when we got off air, we realized we didn't say Rip Trippers once, and I said, dude, you want to do bits. You said you want to incorporate bits into In the Mix. This is a perfect bit. Just press start streaming, go live again, say Rip Trippers, and end it. That is a perfect bit for In the Mix. And he didn't go for it. He passed on it. That's because In the Mix has that meme where we always talk about Rip Trippers. That would have been a perfect bit where he just goes live 5 minutes after he's off. Boom, Rip Trippers.
Secretly, I
Gone.
think that's only funny to us. You know what I mean?
Nah, the viewers love it too.
Oh. They love smoking vaping, though. I know that.
I got vape mail.
I don't
today.
know. I was away when that happened.
What'd you get? It's not a vape show, but I'm curious.
Oh, both city
different
flavor stuff.
Yeah, I got stuff from Both City. I have more stuff coming from ECX though, because I need more sweet rice in my life. But I got a lot of vape train, some Wonder flavor stuff.
Put that bag closer to the mic.
Put the bag closer to the mic. Is that good?
Oh, it's ASMR hour?
Nope, not yet.
There
Sorry,
we
That's
go.
a big ass bottle of sweet rice.
No, I didn't get any sweet rice yet. It's coming.
I
in the
steep
next
8 ounces at a time.
one. Oh, you have a big ass bottle of sweet
Yeah.
rice.
So I moved my office from where it was at to a different location. So I had to like pack up all my flavoring and stuff on the walls to go move it. And I found a 32-ounce bottle of Silver Cloud Estates pound cake that I had forgotten that I bought before they quit selling to vapors. That stuff is amazing.
Fucking A.
Just FYI. Yeah,
Man.
I was gonna bring it home with me to mix with, but I'm just gonna mess with it next week. But that was one of my. That was right like when Glass Pound came out, like the Glass. They were like the
Oh
first
yeah.
like really good pound cake, like lemon pound cake. And I tried everything, all the regular flavors that were out, and then I was just like scrolling around and I found them, and I bought like a little bottle. It was great. So I bought a big one, and then I went back to buy another one because I was going to do a production recipe, and they had a thing because they were purchased by somebody else saying that they weren't going to sell to any electronic cigarette manufacturers. So that was a little sad. Yeah, but that flavor, if you can get your hands on some of that, that's like is a dead on pound cake. It's amazing.
I have a fucking closet full of flavors, but I just use what's on the table behind me. Like I just don't dip into the closet. I need to rediscover some of these old boys.
Because I had these big racks on the wall in the old office, and like the bottom 4 shelves were all Flavor West, and like I don't ever touch them anymore. I haven't for a good like year and a half, probably maybe 2. So same thing. You go for what you like.
Yeah, Flavor West blueberries fucking fire though.
Oh, they have some great. I told you before they have some great flavors, but we had that issue with the yogurt and them not wanting to replace 9 gallons of diacetyl full. Yeah, when it was advertised as diketone free, and we sent some out for testing, and it came back like 600 parts per million diacetyl and like 300 parts per million AP, and I was like, I can't use it because it was right in the middle of the
popcorn lung scare.
It was the first one, the suicide bunny one.
Oh,
so I was like, I can't. Yeah, so I was like, I can't do anything with this. Like, I'll get fucking crucified if I try to make a flavor. And
I heard that they reintroduced their old yogurt.
And then that whole thing came out with
the Flavor West yogurt.
Yeah,
it's if you're okay with vaping, and I like personally, like me personally, I have no issue with vaping it, but it tastes like it's a really, really good yogurt. My problem was I had 9 gallons of it that I couldn't use for anything, and I was like, can I at least get like store credit or something? And they kept giving me the runaround. And I mean, I was a pretty good customer of theirs at that point. So after that, I was like, I'm not using Flavor West in any new flavor development. So I haven't even checked like their new stuff.
Do you still have 9 gallons?
Yeah, I was about to say, what are you doing?
I may have a couple.
I'll suck that dick.
No, I won't. He will.
It's good. It was good stuff, man. I made like this dope ass blueberry yogurt with that. That was the one that we were going to release, and then we couldn't. So
that was the profile I was going for Messiah Milk, but it sort of fell apart, and I kind of passed it up.
Blueberry and cream is hard to get.
It really is.
Yeah.
Cap Silverline Blueberry gave me a lot of inspiration because it's very green, like it's a very fresh blueberry flavor.
Dude, Cap Silverline Blueberry is fucking amazing. Yeah.
It's a very accurate blueberry. Like it's very rindy, but it's not blueberry yogurt.
Like it tastes like an actual fucking blueberry, which is cool. I can't get it to show up strong enough in any mix I put it in. It gets lost.
I'm really impressed with all of the Silverline, to be honest with you. Like they put a lot of work into those. That black currant is really good too.
Have you tried the whipped marshmallow though? Because that drives me up a wall.
I have a bottle of it, but I haven't messed with it. I haven't had the need for it in anything. What's wrong with it?
I think it's like super, super weak. Like it may just be something is broken with me or whatever. But I mean, I was mixing it up to 20% and I could barely get a flavor out of it.
I really like the 27 Bears a lot.
Or the Swedish Fish.
I don't like Swedish Fish in real life. I don't like Swedish Fish in real life.
What?
So sorry. Just not my favorite.
Yeah,
dude, I would go cola bottles over Swedish Fish all day.
Obviously.
Well, those are really good.
Cap Silverline doesn't have a cola bottle. You know what I mean? I definitely pick the cola bottle over the Swedish Fish, I think.
I think Swedish Fish are all about the extreme chewiness.
My wife likes them. I can't do it. They just don't.
See, I can't eat them or I'll rip my teeth out.
It's the weird gummy that gets all stuck in your teeth.
Yeah.
Like stuck
that's why vaping it's good, because the real ones will rip my fucking teeth out.
No, not a fan. So anyway, I never really messed with like Swedish Fish flavoring.
What's wrong with your guys' teeth? Do you guys have like a lot of fillings and crowns or some shit?
No, we vape. Remember?
Yeah, but I vape. I still eat Swedish fish.
I know. You eat Swedish Fish?
Swedish Fish are delicious.
I know. Aren't they? They're fucking amazing, right?
I don't think they're really that delicious though.
They're like one of my favorite gummy candies.
They're the best.
Like circus peanuts. It's like old timey candy. That's like before there was like real. That was like before there was real. It's like black licorice, Swedish Fish, and like circus. Like that's all there was growing up.
Okay, I'm sorry. Black licorice is amazing, and anybody who doesn't think it's amazing is wrong. That was one of the things I was excited about for having some flavors out at Chef's. Is like it's an entire country of people that don't freak the fuck out when something has black licorice in it.
Yeah, Australia.
I grew
like
up
it
on
neat,
black
too.
licorice, dude. It's like a Danish thing, salted black licorice, and it's delicious.
It's a European, like it's still a huge European thing.
Yeah, that shit is good.
The
Red licorice
salted,
don't
that's the salt licorice, the drop that they have like out in Holland. Shit.
Yeah.
You know the little chiclet gum
What's her name?
that has no flavor after
So
like
that was-
2 chews. Like
Yeah.
my mom is
They
obsessed
sell it
with that
in-
gum. It's her favorite gum. Like
You
if
can
I
get that-
if I just bring her boxes of chiclets, she just gets like giddy. It's so funny. Like
You get
that
500 boxes.
I could
You
just
get 500
buy it.
boxes of that in Mexico for
I could
$1.
just buy like on Amazon. I'm sure I could buy like
Not
a fucking bag of it.
okay.
I don't know. I have no interest in going to Mexico right now. I'm a white female.
I was just trying to send you there.
Hey, Graham, don't go outside.
They win or they lose?
They lost.
Oh fuck!
Oh, shit.
shit.
The Capitals finally won their first championship in franchise history.
This isn't good.
That's what's up.
Yep.
Good for
Nobody
them,
wins.
man. They had so long where they were like you knew the Caps would go to the playoffs and lose in the first round. For
This is supposed to be a down year
15
for him
years.
too. Yeah.
And, well, Ovi finally won it. Ovi finally won a cup.
Mhm.
So cool. He can leave now.
Yeah.
You know,
No, he can. Well, it's good for Ovi because Ovi was always like that.
because
he
he
was-
signed young, right? Wasn't he like
Yeah.
17 when he signed?
Yeah, no, he was very young, but no, he was always that like, he was always on all of the lists of like the greatest sports players to never win.
Yeah.
And now he'll finally not be on the greatest sports players to win. He'll actually be considered a winner.
At
Yeah,
least
that's-
everyone in
That's one thing I like about like I don't follow hockey closely at all, but one thing I like about hockey is it seems like players actually stick with franchises for like long periods of time. Like they don't really do that in other leagues anymore, but like Ovi's been there since he was 17.
Yeah, there is a lot of loyalty with that and fandom with that,
Mhm.
but it also has a lot to do with term of contracts. Like
Gotcha.
Canada.
It's not
Still
super.
sign, like longer contracts.
Yeah,
Then.
it's not super out of the ordinary. Unfortunately, for most teams, that like if you're a good player, like you can sign an 8-year contract, which is insane to me. But
It seems like hockey players have pretty long careers too, like longer than a lot of other professional leagues, professional sports.
It depends on your position and how long you're willing to basically kill your body for.
I gotcha. It always struck me. It seems like guys have a lot longer careers in the NHL than they do in a lot of other. I mean, basketball, you get guys with longer careers. I mean, NFL is averages like 2 years or whatever. Baseball, baseball guys go forever also, I guess. Okay, so I'm just talking shit. Don't mind me.
Baseball does.
Now that I think about it.
A lot of hockey. A lot of hockey players can, but I think it's a lot that has to do with the term of contracts, because like it's almost kind of depressing sometimes, because there are definitely guys in the league who are like 38 because they're still on contract for another year or two, and like they play half of the season, and half of the season their knees literally broken in 2 pieces.
Yeah, Mark Messier was like that at the end of his career. I remember, because like the Rangers and the Caps were like the arch rivals for when I was in high school.
Yeah, so a lot of that is kind of
happening in every sport recently. Too. Just people are getting older and being able to play longer.
Yeah,
That might be the evolution of sports medicine. I don't know.
I think, yeah, I would hope that part of that's with it, but it's also like, I think also the amount of like advanced statistics that are coming to a lot of sports is kind of helping some of those sports be like, oh, okay, if you're over 30, you're useless, and they're kind of disproving that in some aspects, and other aspects, obviously not helping that. Because like the same time, like you look at running backs in the NFL now, like don't be a running back in the NFL right now. Because the second you turn 28, 29, 30, no one's going to fucking sign you.
Yeah, boy.
I wonder if we're ever going to see a return of like a major like run, like the run offense being the cornerstone of a team or the play style. Like when I was like high school, like the late 90s, like you could still have like a run, but now it's like everything is West Coast offense. Everything is.
I think there would have to be some rule changes, basically.
That's I feel like that's what they adjusted the rules, and now they've turned it into a passing game.
Yeah.
Because there's still good running backs, but you don't have those like superstar running backs now. Like
not like the mid '90s, like
where like guys are racking up 150 yards every game.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. You don't want to be a running back because like if you actually go into like super deep into advanced statistics, like you're a better running back if you can catch. You will affect the game more and have more wins if you're actually receiving running back than you'll ever have if you make 2,000 yards running. Because if you're actually making 2,000 yards running, you're probably costing more yards than you're actually gaining because of like efficiency of plays and things like that.
Right.
Go, Jay. How's he fit into those advanced statistics?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, they don't count him.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to state for the record, Skittles, you were completely right. This Pirano carrot's pretty good.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
Ridiculous, right?
Like, it still seems a little raw. Like, it doesn't necessarily seem like a cooked carrot, but for a raw carrot flavor, it's quite a bit better than Flavoris.
It's ridiculously accurate.
Put that bakery spice on it, I'm telling you.
Like, I ordered some, and I was just sitting here, and I was fucking around with it. I was like, holy shit, that actually kind of tastes like a carrot. I dumped some in my soda water, and it's like, yeah, no, that tastes like a fucking carrot. So
dirt, like the dirt carrot, like almost, but not dirty.
Well, like Flavoris carrot has a little bit more of that dirtiness to it. It's still like raw. This does that raw thing without having nearly as much of that like dirt flavor to it. It seems really solid.
Yeah, the Flavoris one tastes like it. No one peeled it.
Okay, because that's what sounded interesting to me because I just had the Flavora one and it was like, no, that's definitely got a dirt note.
Yeah, it seems less dirty. I'm gonna say it's still the same kind of carrot, but like
it's that without being dirty.
Yeah, it still tastes like it's like a little unpeeled, but it also is completely washed.
That's what it is.
Forward.
That's what, it's unpeeled. It's unpeeled but washed. That's exactly what it is. That's a good description. I wish it would come out with something different though for a carrot.
Well, like the whole bakery carrot thing, I still don't know what the hell a bakery carrot is really supposed to taste like. It'd be cool if somebody nailed that.
Like for carrot cake.
Yeah.
But I still think
a lot of the time you put in orange zest with it, and then you don't taste the carrot. You taste the orange zest. So
yeah.
What's the point?
But the Pirano carrot is extremely accurate.
Make a V8 splash with it or something.
Hey, doing like a super callback to when we had the flavor art guys on, and we were asking about the lemon and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I found this really good like traditional Italian bakery. That's one good thing about Philadelphia, man. There's so much good food around everywhere. But I found like this traditional Italian bakery, and like we got a bunch of different things, all kinds of like little pastries and cannolis and stuff, and everything has like a hint of lemon to it. And
everything
like, everything has a hint of lemon. It was kind of crazy as I'm sitting there like tasting stuff, and I was like, God damn it, they were right. They were right about this.
There's a reason for it. I can't remember what the reason is though.
A lot of French cooking too. Like I used to make cheese beignets, and we would put lemon zest in the batter. It's in pretty much everything.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever had a cheese. The only time we ever had like the traditional like New Orleans beignet.
They were camembert, which is just like a fancy word for brie. It was really good. We'd serve it with like ratatouille.
That does sound good.
Shut the fuck up, Graham.
You shut the fuck up. You shut up. Fucking shut the fuck up. Eat your fucking musk. So what's God Milk Chains? I mean,
Termini's on Packer Ave is awesome. I've been there. It's fantastic. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. Daytime Frank is not wrong.
Well,
never had a.
It's usually right.
Real cannoli.
You never had a real cannoli?
No. They sell them at Kroger, but I don't think they're real.
No, they don't. They're not real because they're at Kroger.
They sell pastry shells with some fit cream filling. You gotta get the ones. Change your life. Change your life.
Yeah, and they're pretty easy to make too. Like you can make homemade ricotta so easily. Same with
mascarpone.
Mozzarella.
Mascarpone.
Mascarpone.
Have you had the sweet ricotta ones?
Yeah, I have. They're fantastic.
Regatta. I'm not saying it like that.
the sweetened ricotta
I'm
one.
not Italian. I can't say
Regatta.
I can't say
You
ricotta
say it wrong.
or mozzarella because I'm not Italian.
No, you say it's not good. Well,
No, that's there. I actually read a thing about that, about the New Jersey, about the New Jersey, New York Italian. That's like completely different from actual Italian.
Yeah.
Like
the mozzarella.
They say
it's not mozzarella.
Yeah, mozzarella is not. Yeah.
No, that's not how they actually say it.
It's not mozzarella at all. And they also say like the G for C, like cannoli. They'll say cannoli.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they say G. That's not accurate either. But that is a New York, New Jersey thing. My ex-wife is from New York. Bitch.
Yeah, my wife is a huge, like, she loves cheese, like good cheese all the time, and she never had mascarpone until we got married, and like I got some and like showed her like how you can use it like for dessert stuff. She was
Dude,
blown
I'm
away.
telling you guys, Bella Vitano is the fucking pinnacle of cheeses.
What is that?
Bella Vitano, it's a cheese.
Yeah, I know. Where's it from?
Fucking Italy.
Okay, oh yeah, like I know that.
Bella Vitano.
Everyone else
do you not understand the name? Like
What
Bella
type
Vitano, dude.
Here's the thing, fuckface. If everyone knew about it, you wouldn't be pointing it out like you were so smart.
Super Italian.
What type of cheese is it?
What reason?
It's a semi-hard, kind of like if you could imagine a
Your
soft
life.
Parmesan.
Or so it's like a nutty, like aged type of deal.
Very nutty. It's aged. It's got a very subtle sweetness to it.
Is it sheep, cow, or goat? That's the main thing.
I believe it's cow.
Duh.
But the difference is that it has crystals inside of it that give it sort of a crunch. It's really good.
I'll have to check that out. You know, I really like the Mexican, the queso blanca.
Yeah.
And the queso fresca. Like those are
shredded.
Yeah, those
Where
are
it's crumbled, like looks like Parmesan. Is that the kind you're talking about?
Yeah, it doesn't melt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. I worked with a bunch of Spanish guys, or Latin American. They call themselves Spanish, but so they always knew like where the best taco trucks and bodegas.
Where in Philly?
No, in outside of Baltimore.
Oh my God! When I first met my ex-wife, I wanted a taqueria because I'm from the West Coast and they're everywhere. Mm-hmm. We walked around Philadelphia for 4 fucking hours. I'm not kidding, looking for a Mexican place. Like, what's the deal there?
Well, the thing was, because I always thought like traditional Mexican, but they were all either from El Salvador or Nicaragua, and there's a huge El Salvadorian population outside of DC, and that's where Baltimore. So they found they knew where like all of these like El Salvadorian and Nicaraguan restaurants were and taco trucks and stuff. Man, that food is amazing, and it's like the cheapest stuff too. Like you could get a huge meal for $10, and it was just like it's fantastic.
And
that cheese, that's the cheese they use for everything. It's fantastic. Yeah.
That round, it comes like in a round wheel. It's totally different. Like, it's totally different.
Super mild too.
Yeah, it is. It's just interesting. It's different.
Yeah.
I like that because when you think like Spanish Mexican cheese, you think of like the taco blend, like taco blend cheese or whatever, and it's like no.
They're super soft goat cheese that they put on tacos at real Mexican places. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think that's what he's talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. Basically,
it's just so good.
Yeah,
it doesn't have the same tang as goat cheese.
Breaking really news from 2 hours ago: Canada has legalized marijuana for those 18 years and older. The first G7 country to legalize marijuana is Canada.
They're letting nicotine be imported, and now they're letting people smoke marijuana.
They're just getting crazy.
Bye.
30 years from now, they're going to talk about it like it was the prohibition.
What happened?
Yep.
No, we're going to look back on this and be like, why did we have this ridiculous war on marijuana users?
Yeah.
It's because they burned down the White House.
There's more money now.
It's because they burned down the White House. Easy.
All the time.
After the Civil War, dude, they just burned it down.
Well, they came back from Canada.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I'm leaving this show. I live an hour away from Canada, so I'll see you guys.
Going
later, dude.
Make sure you drive back.
Go get lit, bro.
Pick me up on your way, okay, man? I'll go with you.
Okay, it's a really long ways away.
I was gonna say that's a bit of a detour.
Yeah, it's a bit out of the way.
I think it would actually be quicker for me to drive through Canada, but I can do that.
Wait, Jerry, what's the city above you? Is that Winnipeg or Calgary? Winnipeg.
Winnipeg's below me. I technically live north of Toronto.
Okay.
Oh right, because you're up.
All right. Well, without the funny fact.
Also,
yeah, like the closest would be off of Port Huron.
Also,
Okay.
because fuck Eyes Evil, E3's coming up.
My word.
Like,
what are you guys pumped about for E3?
Fallout. I want to know what the fuck it actually is.
Two things actually: Cyberpunk and a new Elder Scrolls.
I'm waiting for them to announce a new Elder Scrolls. Or
not gonna happen.
Is Cyberpunk the new Studio Red thing they're doing?
Yes, CD Projekt Red. Yeah. That'll be dope.
Cyberpunk.
No, I'm pumped on that.
Okay,
2077.
I heard Detroit wasn't all that good.
Dude, it was hilarious watching someone play it, but I would never play it because it's not a fucking game. It's like Heavy Rain but bad.
What do you think about it, Jerry?
I don't know. I haven't played it, but I've noticed it's one of the most divisive games I've seen. Because there's a lot of people who are either in the I hate it camp or there's a lot of people who love it. Because like I also have two friends who they've done like 5 playthroughs of it already, and I'm like,
you know who would love it, Jerry? Elon Musk.
Yeah, probably.
I would like to see some more about Death Stranding.
Yeah, same. There's rumors that we'll see more, but fingers crossed.
Are they going to do any Division 2 announcements?
Possibly.
Because if they can fix the issues with that, I would be very interested because I love the concept of it.
Also, just anything where Kojima has creative freedom is going to be cool.
Yeah.
Death Stranding.
Is Detroit the one that has the self-aware robots?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was bad.
It's like that. It's like that movie Bright, where it's just one giant public statement.
Yeah, I can get that.
I didn't hate Bright though. Like, it wasn't great, but it was like a fun watch if you don't, you know what I mean? Like if you just sit and watch a movie and not try to like analyze it. It was enjoyable. I tried to watch Mute, the other one that they did, like the other futuristic one that was David Ayers. No, it wasn't. It was.
It was directed
Duncan
by
Jones.
the guy who did that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, it was, and that one.
Brokeback Mountain.
Not.
Are you talking about the music video where he runs around and kills hipsters?
No, Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, okay. Because I like that music video.
Yeah, but Mute was just not good. Like Paul Rudd was in it, and you have to really work to make me not like Paul Rudd in a movie, and I absolutely hated him.
Oh shit, dude! I watched like half of that, and by half I mean I watched the whole thing, but I fast forwarded.
Yeah,
like 4 or 5 times because it was so shitty.
Yeah, it was. It was the other Skarsgård brother and Paul Rudd, and it was just like
it was tremendously bad.
There was so much in it that you're just like, this makes zero sense.
Also, I hate movies where they introduce a character at the beginning and then something happens to that character and you spend the whole time searching or trying to rescue said character. But because you only see them at the beginning, you
care about them.
Yeah, you don't form any attachment to them. You don't give a shit.
I mean, spoilers, but like my whole thing at the end, like the doctor, that Paul Rudd's like partner, did all that work to like restore his ability to talk for absolutely no reason, because then he just goes to kill him afterwards. And I'm like, what was the fucking point of saving him and restoring his ability to speak if you're just going to kill him 5 minutes later? Like this made zero. There were so many things where I'm like, the motivations that people had or like the decisions they made zero logical sense.
Yeah, if you're looking for Netflix sci-fi, just watch Altered Carbon.
Yeah, dude, that was I have some issues with Altered Carbon because I love the book, but
the books are way better.
I was able to by like the 3rd or 4th episode, I was able to separate it into being. It's the same thing with The Expanse on Sci-Fi. It's a great series, but it's different than the book. So I have to like look at it as 2 separate things. Or Game of Thrones. Yeah. And the book, you have to look at it as 2 separate things.
I have no problem segregating them though. Like I look at it as its own thing.
But like you have to do that with that.
The Takeshi Kovacs books, the Richard K. Morgan, the series of the books with Takeshi, those are like some of my favorite cyberpunk sci-fi books ever written. So I was very excited for the series. I really liked it, and then I was disappointed, and then I really liked it again once I was able to separate the 2.
Dude,
yeah, they are right up there with Snow Crash for me.
Oh, they're doing a Snow Crash series on Amazon.
What?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And Concrete. They're supposed to do a Lazarus series on Amazon too. Greg Rucka was doing an interview that Amazon picked it up for a pilot.
See, that could be pretty cool. I liked that comic book. I kind of in a weird headspace with that kind of stuff though, because I decided to replay through Deus Ex: Mankind Divided while I'm reading that book, and everything's like fucking anti-corporate and everybody has augments, and it's just making me feel all sorts of ways about human society.
That's what that game does. Is that the Deus Ex that Richard K. Morgan wrote?
I have no idea. I don't think
the guy that wrote Altered Carbon wrote one of the Deus Ex games.
It's the newer one.
The man, yeah.
The Expanse is really cool, but it's diverged so much from because it's the same thing with Game of Thrones. There's too many characters and too many plot lines going for a TV show. Sorry, in the chat, somebody said The Expanse was really cool.
No, like that's why I'm really wondering what's gonna happen to Walking Dead. Like, and like the best way is no, dude, no. Wayne never shuts the fuck up about this show, and everyone's finally left it, and I'm so happy because I don't have to hear about it every fucking week.
Are they gonna cancel that show yet?
I hope.
It still gets. I mean, it still pulls the ratings. Like AMC doesn't need that big a rating compared to other channels for them.
True, but they from where the comics were, they killed off one of the main characters who was supposed to take over for the guy.
Wait, no spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah, dude, it's too late.
Share spoilers.
No, he just
Rick Grimes dies.
No, all of their characters, all of their main characters just quit. And they've already killed off everyone else.
Is that?
So it's literally like, what are you going to do?
Is that still an ongoing series? Like, is that comic series still going?
I have no idea. I don't care, to be honest.
I read like the first couple collected volumes, and then I just kind of lost interest in it.
So did everyone else in America, except for Wayne.
Jesus saves them all in the end, says Mr. Burgundy.
Well, I mean, that's the ending for life. If you believe in Jesus.
Well,
yes, it is, God willing.
Technically, Jesus was a zombie, right? Because he came back. So
God,
it makes sense.
Blasphemy. Bite your tongue.
Well, I mean,
What
dude,
the fuck?
the only show that's going to come out that I'm terrified about is The Witcher. Because they're making that into a TV show, and I'm just terrified about that.
That'll be interesting.
After Shindo's blasphemy, terrified what's going to happen to all of us.
They're doing a Witcher show? Really?
Yeah, really.
Mm.
And it's yeah. I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Doesn't really seem like it needs to be a show.
No, but Netflix needs a Game of Thrones.
Okay.
So,
Oh wait, Netflix is doing it?
I think it's Netflix. Yeah.
I'm more optimistic. I'm more optimistic if Netflix seems to be doing pretty well with their TV show.
As long as it's not sci-fi or NBC.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Netflix.
I mean, that's one thing. That's one thing I'm happy with The Expanse, because Sci-Fi was like, we're not going to pick this up again, and then Amazon was like, we'll continue it. So I'm hoping that's going to be a nice jump that they're going to make over to Amazon.
Yeah, Sci-Fi always does a really piss poor job with all the special effects and stuff.
The Dune miniseries that they did, that last Dune and Children of Dune, the two miniseries that they did, those were pretty legit though.
I had an excellent idea for a video game after playing The Witcher. I wanted to play a Castlevania game like The Witcher. Just throwing that out there.
Every game like The Witcher.
Castlevania is such a good
Symphony of the Night, like old school Castlevania.
No, like I'm saying, like I want that like kind of deep RPG kind of style. I liked The Witcher quite a bit. I was just thinking, hey, it'd be nice to play like something a little darker.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean. Yeah, that sounds cool.
And it's not going to be the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, hopefully something without any kind of Anne Rice vibe to it.
Sorry, I gotta harp on it. You're not gonna get an Elder Scrolls 6. It's gonna be Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim 10-year edition. Dude, it's the same thing with it's WoW. They released an MMO.
I hope they make a WoW
Royale
just to piss you off.
Oh, yeah, they probably will, dude. No, it's just one of those things where like it's like I hate to it's not gonna happen until Elder Scrolls Online dies. And that's the shitty part of having an MMO.
Oh my God, Sin, you just reminded me that they actually did a sci-fi Dresden Files. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, I didn't even know they did that.
I forgot about that. It just like blacked out of my mind.
Was it that bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't care. I love sci-fi original movies.
Yeah, if you want like a really pulpy kind of detective book, they're really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might watch it. Just like I don't know, dude. I like.
Don't watch it. Read it.
Okay. No, dude, I'm gonna watch it, dude. I like watching sci-fi original movies and just making fun of them.
Yeah,
Those are like some of my best moments growing up. It's like watching.
It's almost as bad as the Wheel of Time shit, where they air it in the middle of the night every 10 years just to keep the rights.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna watch it then. I like really shitty movies. But I don't know, dude.
Did anybody catch the Castlevania anime on Netflix?
Yeah.
I liked where it was going, but I have no idea when the second season that's going to come out. It got me just hooked enough. I was like, hey, Warren Ellis, Castlevania, I'll suffer through some anime. That's fine. And then they just like disappeared with it.
It's supposed to be this second season, or the next release is supposed to be this year sometime.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I was just getting interested, and I was like, oh, and now it's over.
Yeah, that's a game with an obsessive fan base too. Like just cult fanatics.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some quality games.
Yeah.
Rondo of Blood is like an amazing slept-on gem.
It's like every single one except the N64 one.
Oh, that's the third-person one?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit was terrible. That shit was super terrible.
Sci-fi needs to bring back shit like Sliders.
Sci-fi just needs to stop making shows because they do a terrible fucking job.
I need Sharknado 5. Shut the fuck up.
The last thing that was good is Battlestar Galactica.
But if sci-fi doesn't do it, who's going to do it?
Exactly, dude.
Nowadays,
that's the thing is other people are doing it now.
Sliders was an amazing fucking show.
Like garbage movies.
Past that.
Yeah, no, they just rolled right through Sliders.
I mean, that was an amazing fucking show. You guys just kept right on.
I dropped a goddamn bomb, and they just kept on going.
Because I don't think they know.
I think Sliders, man.
Oh, great very accurate.
How many Nazi dimensions can they possibly find? That's all I'm saying.
Have you noticed that trend though after Game of Thrones that like people are unafraid to approach like stranger genres than just real life?
Well, this was way before.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Part of that too is because they did. I mean, we can argue as much as we want about the later seasons of Game of Thrones, but like the first like 2 seasons were some of like the best television that's been made in a long time.
Yeah,
like the first couple seasons were like the later ones. There's a lot of, once they didn't have the template to work off of anymore, the dialogue's gotten a lot worse, and everybody can fast travel everywhere. But the first couple seasons were, I mean, fantastic.
I disagree.
I don't even like fantasy stuff that much.
I don't know, dude. I still stand by the first 6 episodes were dog shit.
It took me the first 3 episodes to really get into it.
Yeah, like to actually like once you're into it, it's really great. But like as an intro, the first like 4 or 5 episodes are just terrible.
I thought they did enough to get me to actually keep watching it because, like I said, normally as soon as there's like dragons, magic, elves, like any traditional fantasy stuff, I'm done. But they did enough with like grounding it that I wanted to watch the next episode.
It's hard for me to determine the quality of the first few episodes because I watched it having read the book, so I was really excited about what was coming. Mm-hmm. So maybe I had a little bit of the rose goggles going on.
Yeah, it's like, and it is a fantastic series, and like seriously, 2, 3, 4 are like fantastic seasons, and even like at the end, by the end of this first season, you're really enthralled. But like the first like 3 or 4 episodes were just like, what's going on? Like, I mean, like spoilers when this, because this is really early.
No spoilers.
Oh, dude, Joffrey beats up a dude. You're just like, cool.
Little butcher's boy.
Yeah, butcher's boy. Little prick kills a dude. Why the fuck do I care?
Mm-hmm. Well, like that's in the North is going to have fucking strong opinions over here. You're biased.
But no, like I just mean like the first like couple of episodes, like since it's the show never lost that the way it's formatted. It's like I like how it's formatted, but like getting you into that formatting, it's a lot of characters in short bursts where there's not enough to really grasp on unless you keep pushing through it.
Right.
Yeah, but it had to start like that.
It did, yeah.
And that's the word for, because I went and listened to all the audiobooks after. I think it was like we watched like the first 3 seasons, or maybe it was 4. that was all that was out at that point. We like just went ham on like HBO Go for like 3 weekends in a row and just like plowed through like multiple seasons. And then I went and listened to all the audiobooks and stuff. And then I realized like all the people that are complaining about things being different, there's so many characters and so many plot lines going on in the books. Like there's no clean way to do that on a TV show for people to be able to sit and enjoy, you know what I mean? Because the average TV watcher isn't examining stuff as much as we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like anything with a broader scope, it's going to take longer to get into it. Like
Right.
submerged.
No, I agree.
That's the thing with the Expanse. Like they had to dumb the Expanse down, you know, to be able to make it palatable for a television audience, you know, to be able to keep everything straight.
Yeah, I was glad they didn't pull punches. I'm fine with making it okay for TV for people to like follow along, but
Right.
I'm glad they didn't pull punches. Like
Yeah.
he still lost his dick.
Yeah.
What's next?
So, I don't know. I got nothing.
You got a whole
Arab Andy got arrested for a bomb threat.
Oh yeah. It's a good point. The YouTuber that got arrested.
Yeah, he was.
Fucking
So
stupid.
Ice Poseidon is a YouTuber who has a
Oh
stream,
no.
and Arab Andy is one of his leeches, which means that he's the guy that
Bro.
goes on to his live stream to promote his own.
Which is, you have to realize, is like, okay, Ice Poseidon leeches are like the lowest of the low because Ice Poseidon's already a massive fucking leech himself.
I'm still not sure.
That sounded like
there's anything
pissing,
more
and
than
that was
elaborate
perfect.
Who's
that
pissing?
we're making up.
Well,
It
he's
sounded like
known
pissing,
as-
and that's Ice Poseidon.
He's known as the Shekel Goblin.
Who was pissing?
I don't know, but that fit perfect.
Yeah, those red sound effects.
So-
Stepping
so
up the
what-
game, folks.
So what
Stepping up
happened?
the game.
So what happened with this bomb threat and arrest thing?
So I'm not sure if it was like a pre-recorded message that he played, but I think it was actually just TTS, which means text to speech.
Yeah.
So someone typed it in, and then it gets like a donation, basically. It gets played on stream. It's media share.
Mhm.
That's what it is. Not TTS, media share. So they donate money, they send a soundbite, and it gets played out loud over this live streamer speaker. And the soundbite was C4 is now armed and beginning countdown. And then it begins like this beeping sound, right?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, like you see all these people on his live stream just run out of this classroom type of area, and then he gets arrested.
Dude, modern age swatting, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that I don't know, dude. I'm not a big Ice Poseidon fan or like any of that crew, to be honest.
No
'Cause,
one.
like they like kind of.
No, they're barely a step
Yeah.
above reality TV.
Yeah, like it's. I'm not trying. Like it's not their fault that this happened because obviously someone else did it. But
They're
they're
fine.
definitely like.
It couldn't happen. It couldn't happen to a better person. Is that what you're saying?
Kind-
It couldn't,
well,
it couldn't
it's
happen to somebody better.
It's kind of that. It's more that like I'm trying to use the word they cultivate it without actually using they cultivate it because they're very that's the viewer base they're trying to get is the people who would call in a C4 threat on them. Like that is definitely their target audience of like who they're trying to make them meme donations and shit like that.
It's one of those reap what you sow situations.
Kind of. Like I mean, like one of them just got banned off of Twitch because they're doing a bus tour, or they did a bus tour, and brought a black girl on and just kept being racist to her till she left.
They sound pretty cool. I don't know.
Like that's
Yeah,
basically who they are.
They're fucking asshats.
Unlike everybody here.
I mean, only Graham's racist in this group, so.
I
And
don't
you
know,
can't
man.
understand what he's saying most of the time. So
Have you ever dealt with a Cambodian?
Fuck them. I don't like them.
There we go.
Well, they lie. Lots. Just leave me out here dry. It's all right.
How is his microphone so terrible every week?
Is it bad? Really? It's still bad?
Always, man.
We can actually
Your
hear
microphone
you,
always
you know?
sucks.
Oh,
hold on.
it was like it was dropping off again.
It met my expectations. I like it.
Oh, well.
It's not a tin can.
Oh, I know what it is. Don't worry. How's it now?
Like, are you speaking through a closed-up trombone? Because that's what it sounds like.
No, is it better now?
Like a tromboner. Are you a tromboner right now?
How is it now? I am, yes.
No, now it just sounds like you're speaking through a closed-up tuba. Come on, fix it.
No, it doesn't. Shut your mouth. It's not, is it? Oh, I know what it is, actually. 42. Oh, go fuck yourselves, all of you.
All of
You guys are just trying to keep me down.
Vape and
Like a man.
smoking Joe.
He's just adjusting every setting there is.
Is it really that bad still?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Maybe if I get the gain right, people will like me.
You're like a scuffed version
No, they
of the
won't.
Horizon guy.
I want to see you go back to the fourth dimension. Turn the camera on.
No, I need to fix this mic because I have important, funny shit to say. I mean, it's, but you guys are just trying to keep me down to make yourselves look better. I know what it is.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I know.
Mm-hmm.
How's it now?
You sound.
I understand. I
better,
use
it
my
is
microphone
better.
in my other job.
No,
So-
it is better.
Dude, I
It's
can't
not as
even hear
important.
you.
Fuck with me.
What?
I'm leaving.
Oh,
Later.
Matt, did they determine who's gonna do Red Rising? If it's gonna be Netflix or HBO?
I haven't heard anything further on Red Rising.
Okay.
Except originally it was Ridley Scott took the option to make a movie.
God damn it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my thoughts on it. Oh, speaking of, since comic books, I found there's a Red Rising graphic novel that shows how Fitchner became Fitchner.
It's beautiful too. It's
Yeah,
beautifully
I was
done.
very impressed with it. They got a good team together, and Pierce Brown actually wrote it. He didn't have somebody else do it, so he actually did the writing. So I was very, very pleased with that. So yeah, I feel like Red Rising is too much to do. It's the Altered Carbon issue, because Altered Carbon got optioned as a movie like immediately when it was, when the book was released. It got optioned within like the first month or whatever, and it's too much for a movie. And I feel the same with Red Rising. There's too much world building. There's too much like getting everything into place to do in a 2 hour, even a 3 hour movie. It's just too much. It needs a 10 episode, miniseries.
Who wrote that book? Brilliant. You've read that, right? It's called Brilliant.
But I can't think of who that was.
Because that book is actually written like it was made to be a movie.
Mm-hmm. Or like, Ready Player One felt like it could be a movie, not a show. And like Armada could be a movie, not a show. Because they're tight, concise, basic stories. You know what I mean? You don't have to get into all the, like, you were able to get the world building across in Ready Player One with it, within a 2 hour movie. Even if it wasn't like the greatest thing ever. You were able to, like, people that hadn't read the book were able to understand what was going on and how everything worked or whatever. But like Red Rising, there's just way too much. I would like to see how it looks though.
I just want Severo to be well cast. That's all.
Yeah. I just want to see how they actually like make because that's one of the issues with like fantasy and sci-fi is the way you envision stuff in your head. And then when you actually see it like put into place, because like the goals are supposed to be huge. You know what I mean? Minimum like 2 meters tall. Like, how are you going to do that? Like, how are you going to do it and make it look decent?
I don't know, man.
Not make it look ridiculous.
I don't know, but I hope they don't have really gold glossy skin.
Looking like that one planet out of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Looks like that. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I think they're gonna do a Warlock movie, which would be awesome.
Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably somewhere in Marvel's big slate of cosmic stuff. It's weird because all that cosmic shit is so fucking weird. It's going to be interesting to see if they can get the kind of audiences they actually want for it.
I mean, they opened the door with
a character I like, so
they opened the door with Guardians. Like Guardians is pretty fucking weird. You know what I mean? And then Thor, that last Thor Ragnarok kind of gets into like the celestial type of, the cosmic stuff a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, and it's awesome because they had Ego the Living Planet as Kurt Russell, and I can't argue with that whatsoever. It was great.
Love Kurt Russell.
I mean, it's a superhero genre, though. Like, I think you can go weird with that.
I think it functions better as weird than formulaic.
I think they laid by doing Guardians, they laid the groundwork to be able to get weirder with it. You know what I mean?
I would argue originally, actually, Transformers laid the groundwork.
Explosions.
Yeah, Michael Bay. But I'm just saying they were the first to like take like a comedy kind of spin on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of doing like a serious like comic book.
It's easy to hate on the Michael Bay Transformers movie, but I will say the first one was not terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
The very first one was okay. And it got progressively worse since then.
Yeah, I mean they made Starscream pretty lame, but
Starscream was always pretty lame. That was the joke. He was lame.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just saying I wish they made him more Starscream.
I wish they would have only made one movie. Anthony Hopkins, because he was in that last Transformers movie. Anthony Hopkins is on the Ben Kingsley era of his career, where he's like, as long as the check clears.
He's always been like that.
You know.
Yeah, just he does whatever he gets paid for.
Yeah.
Man, the fuck are we gonna talk about?
Well, I just have some breaking Twitter news. If anybody, apparently Trump is skipping the last part of the G7 conference because he got into a Twitter fight with Macron and Justin Trudeau over climate change.
Cool.
Oh man.
Almost like two
show of hands. Is anybody actually surprised by this?
2 more years.
No, I think it's funny because like you've seen like some stories in the news and stuff like, oh, Trump really doesn't want to go to the G7. And then it's like he's getting in fucking Twitter fights with the Canadian Prime Minister. Like, I don't understand how this is real life.
It's because they burned down the White House.
It's that whole thing about like he's so insecure as a person that he feels like he has to answer everything that's ever said about or towards him. You know what I mean? It's one of those, like, you give people power when you do that. You draw attention to it.
Yeah.
But he feels like he has to show everybody else that they're wrong and he's right about everything.
Colt's kind of like that.
He's probably really surprised this is all going on, that people are talking shit. He's probably had 30 years of people never really saying anything negative about him, or at least him not hearing it.
Well, he got to surround himself with who he wanted because he was writing the paychecks. But he's
right,
not
exactly
anymore. He doesn't. Yeah. He's not in control of every person that works for him.
He's abysmal. His personality's the worst.
Colt, you should get a spray tan and run for prez.
Are you going anti-Trump just to?
I'm not. Here's the thing.
Just
he's just fucking with us now.
No. Graham's always been like,
this is the goalpost.
Just to flip it.
No. Graham's always said he hates him as a person.
Yeah, I can't stand his personality. I don't like him as anything really, but I mean, I just, if he's effective in certain areas, then he's effective. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm willing to tolerate somebody that's an asshole if they're the very best at doing the job.
Well, he's the world's greatest troll.
I don't feel like he's the very best at doing the job. That's my issue.
He's a really good negotiator.
I'm willing to tolerate a lot for talent. You know what I mean? Yeah. For actual talent, I'm willing to tolerate a whole lot to get particular results. But I don't feel like has the talent to justify the way he acts.
He can't give up everything. You know what I mean? I think what's going on is he's a negotiator that's used to doing things a certain way that are effective as fuck. They have to be. I mean, I don't care about the number. He's a billionaire. You have to be pretty effective at what you're doing to be a billionaire regardless. And I think that he just can't give out all the plays, and people look at some of the things he's doing as being crazy or ridiculous, which a lot of them are. But
how is he a great negotiator? If we're
he's a billionaire, dude. What are you
how is he a great? Let me finish.
He is. He's absolutely.
How is he a great? How is he a great negotiator? If we're in
I want to see the tax. I want to see the tax records before we say how much he's worth.
He's at least $1 billion. His assets are at least worth $1 billion.
So a huge chunk of his assets is the value of his name. He values his name.
But it doesn't matter. No, he has physical properties that are in the.
Those are mostly owned by other people through licensing.
I know. Well, there's a lot of them that are, but he's worth $1 billion, at least $1 billion. The $7 billion and $10 billion.
How does that make him a great negotiator?
What do you mean?
How does that?
Did I say that that's what made him a great negotiator?
My question is how much of the actual. Okay, so let's go ahead and say he's actually worth that amount of money.
I was just doing that for argument's sake.
Let's say he's actually worth like multiple billions of dollars or whatever. But how much daily operations do you think he was actually in charge of with all of that?
Probably not much, but to get yourself into a position of being in a position to not have to deal with things on a daily basis, you got to be doing something. It's just
once you get to a certain level, once you have like multiple millions of dollars, right? Not even a whole lot. Once you get into like a $10 million club, you can let that money work for its. You put a couple people in place, and you can let that money work for itself. So it's. I feel like it would be a lot easier to go from being a multi-millionaire to being a billionaire than to go from being a regular person.
How about being $100 million in debt and coming back? I mean, there's things that he does good. We have to admit that.
Yes, but being a great negotiator is not one of them. We're in
it actually
China
is
and Canada.
We're not at war with anyone. What the fuck are you talking about?
We're in a trade war.
We're going to be in a serious trade with multiple.
But it's like, you know, what does that have? What does that have to do with? I know you don't, because you don't know the other. You don't listen to the other side or anything that's going on. You just listen to what you want to hear about. You know what I mean? There's two sides to every fucking story. Don't roll your eyes, dude. That's what you do. I mean, tell me, there's two sides to every story, and it sounds unfucking believably ignorant to act like there isn't.
What is the good of the trade war then?
I'm not saying I didn't bring the trade war up.
Listen to the other sides.
I didn't bring the trade war up. I was in the middle of saying something, and he starts talking about I'm in a war and a trade war.
Yeah. How are you a great negotiator?
But I'm not saying
that's the great negotiating.
Okay, but last week he was a terrible person because of the thing with North Korea, but now that's back on. So
no, that was about a month ago. Last week was the trade war.
That has more to do with China than with Trump.
You know,
China's a bigger influence on the Korea situation than the U.S. will ever be at this point.
Well, I mean, whatever it is. I mean, I'm so unbelievably tired of hearing both sides on Trump, to be honest with you. Because it's like, you know, one side says one thing, one side says the other. No one will listen to anybody.
I mean,
it's ridiculous.
The level.
I'm not arguing that. I'm saying
I'm not talking to you.
Trade war, and you're calling him a great negotiator. The fact is, if you're in a trade war and you're fucking over the country because you're in a goddamn trade war.
No,
how is that being a great negotiator?
He's in a dick measuring contest. Is the problem?
Yeah, that's what it is. His ego is what. That's where he is. Where he probably wouldn't let the money work for him because he has to be out there swinging his dick around.
The level of arrogance is astounding.
It's incredible.
The biggest issue that I have right now is like just his
personality.
He wants to be able to pardon himself. He thinks that he should be able to pardon himself.
Well, Giuliani brought that up and said he could pardon himself.
Giuliani's fucking wrong in every aspect there.
But then,
well,
no, he's actually right. They found out today that he actually could pardon himself if he wanted to, but
that's been that's been going around for a while.
Right, Giuliani. but what recently happened was Giuliani brought it up.
Yeah, no, Giuliani brought it back up.
So there's
that's happened.
Well, in a sense, he could pardon himself by having the vice president claim that he's unfit. He gets ruled unfit. The vice president takes control, and then the vice president resigns and hands over the presidency back to the president.
What was there was a memo that got published recently about what the Department of Justice thought about Nixon being able to pardon himself, and they found that he wasn't able to
because there was a reason.
Probably shouldn't have been able to. So I'm trying to figure out how that would not apply in the current situation as well. If he commits wrongdoing, it's the whole thing. Like a judge can't rule on a case that he's involved in. I mean, that's why like judges and shit have to recuse themselves. If lawyers are like, hey, I can't handle this case because whatever. There was a time I had to go to court one time, and I got a lawyer, and we had a court date set and everything, and they scheduled the judge was going to be my lawyer's dad, and he had to like move it to be under a different judge. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
conflict of interest.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, how can you pardon yourself of wrongdoing? Like that doesn't seem like that should even be an option.
I know. I don't agree with it either. I don't know. I just know that they came out and said.
Why? How does his microphone cut off when he's in the like? It was just fine, and then like.
I don't fucking know.
It's like magic. Like, that's his mutant power is to like fuck microphones.
I knocked the fucking plug out. Okay. That was my fault completely.
Well, I do like over there. I do like the fact that Giuliani cut straight to the chase and said, no, he could have shot James Comey and there's nothing anybody could do about it. Like, that's like a level of batshit escalation that I appreciate.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, why bother though? I mean, I kind of see their point, like why they would say things like that, because it just doesn't matter. Like no one's mind's getting changed. It doesn't matter what Nobody does. Anyone that doesn't agree with him says that didn't happen, and then the other side says it did or didn't or whatever. No one's changing. It's just this country's fucked because no one will listen to anybody. No one, either side. No one listens to either one. Either side.
We all just
No,
talk
I
at
agree
each
with
other.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I agree with that because it's also a lot of it has to do with different scales of how much importance people put into something.
Right.
So,
Well, that's been my
like,
point the whole time.
Right, because like what one side will say is like this was awesome, the other side's just like this is mean.
Well, that happened because of this, or they'll find another
Right.
reason why it happened.
Well,
So
it's or it's that, but because like the great thing one side will trump it, the other side finds completely mean.
Right.
Wait,
Right.
that's
And
been
it's
your point
even
the
in
whole
life.
time. Why were
Like
you
to them,
right?
to one side, like the other side's greatest talking point is a sub point.
You know, these midterm.
No, my whole point.
The midterm elections are going to be a good thermometer of the general public. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. Well, because you know who talks on the news? California and New York. Those are the people that get news time. The rest of the country, they feel differently than a lot of the people that are just talking on the news. The news just gets a lot of, obviously they get the attention, but the rest of the country, they feel different. And it's
I don't think it's a California and New York thing. It's a city versus like rural
Yeah.
thing.
I see it more city rural.
I'm saying as far as the news goes.
I think it's more
The news goes?
socioeconomic than strictly urban rural.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors to it. I know that the people that get their voices out are New York and California because that's where the studios are,
Yeah,
and they're the ones that get the most airtime.
and then
and-
you got Sean Hannity's of the world.
Right.
Oh god.
What's their names?
So if nobody's listening to each other, and like I'm just like asking Graham, like how does that get fixed?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I know that
No, that's the problem.
that's my whole point the whole time. Is I've been saying consistently the whole time is that you gotta if he does something good, you gotta acknowledge it. If he doesn't, you know what I mean. You gotta balance it out. You really and truly have to balance it out without your hatred for him getting in the way.
I'm stating an objective fact. I'm not.
I'm not even
Pardon
talking
my-
about you, but you are though. You don't really listen to anything about him that's positive ever.
Fight.
Yes, I do.
Fight.
What?
Well, no, I think he does. What I was trying to say is like to the things he's done have a different scale of how important they are to people. That's what I was trying to say. So it's like something that someone says like this is a great thing he did. Someone else can just be like this is useless to me, so
Right.
it's invalid.
Right.
That's part of it.
Who does it actually impact? Who has skin in the game for that particular?
Right.
Right, because if it's something that doesn't affect you, then it could be very unimportant, and it may not matter. You know what I mean? But
I'm just saying, being in an economic trade war with the biggest economic giant in the whole world is.
when did that happen, though?
Last
Last
week,
week.
the last couple of
Right.
weeks. Yeah.
So what was your beef
Started-
before?
When we
Nothing.
started levying tariffs, and then China was like, okay, we can do the same thing.
Hey,
I
don't
don't
forget
know.
about Canada.
Well, and then with the most recent thing, he wants to Trump said, what's the Chinese hardware manufacturer that he wants to be able to help out because they're being impacted with
ZTE.
ZTE. There
Yeah.
you go.
like
Oh,
this-
the phone manufacturers that we're not supposed to buy any phones from because they're all spies. Yeah.
Exactly. But now he's like, hey, people are losing their jobs and livelihood and income. It's like these are the exact results of the actions that you put in place. Like actions have consequences.
I think that the whole thing is a fucking hit for the Democratic Party. I think that they found him. They knew he was the type of guy that he is. His personality is the type that he is. That he may have had a chance to win. I think the whole thing is just, I don't know.
Well,
And we're playing right into it as a country. They
If-
split us right down the middle, and everyone's playing into it.
if it was a setup from the Democratic Party, what does it
I
say
don't know
about
if
the
it's a Democrat.
Republican Party that
Yeah.
they
Everybody's
mean,
elected?
supporting him.
Well, no, it's
Well, I don't know. I mean,
it's like that for that hit to work because that's the current problem I have with the Republican Party
very
is that like no one in the Republican Party, like some people are, but there's very few people in who are in Congress who are actually standing up and like saying like no, this is what our party's about. Now it's just
Right.
Trump party.
because he also what could be happening is when you look at somebody where both sides come up and just start freaking the fuck out, they're either I don't know. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I
Hey,
think that
hey, Jerry,
there's a reason behind it.
Jerry, what are your conspiracy theory stuff on this whole creepy like sound related attacks? You read about the sonic attacks happening in like China and Cuba?
No, but I know that is an actual thing that can be used.
They perfected the brown note.
No, dude. Have you ever?
The sounds are supposedly causing like neurological damage similar to a concussion.
I can believe that, dude. I've been on the wrong side of a sound gun. Those things actually are real.
I was gonna say, yeah, DARPA put a lot of money into research over the past 30 years.
Yeah, I can believe that because, like, seriously, those things are scary in a way because they're real. Like, you can feel it. It's so.
Look what happens to being on the wrong side of this podcast. You imagine?
I'm gonna be installing my Soundwave technology on you, Graham. Look out.
They just play this show over and over and over again to get
the
fucking hostages released.
Until you literally.
Post a link into the.
I haven't seen that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean the level of divisiveness. I'm just looking in the chat right now about how it's not the party of Eisenhower or the first Bush. Like looking back on it, like it seems like there's always been a certain amount of divisiveness between the two parties in the U.S., but it feels like it really started leading towards like where we are now with the Clinton impeachment. Is like where it really began to be like life or death.
Well, I'll be honest too. I think the internet has a role in it too.
Definitely, and the access to shit.
Yeah.
People are probably hearing more about it.
24-hour news cycle, but like the
level.
level.
It's 24, but I just mean like now you also have the internet, so you have a generation now that was raised on anonymity of just being able to say whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
So now they're going to take anything like 4chan as face value and just be like, that's true. And then just say whatever the fuck they want all the time.
It's like YouTube comments. Like who the fuck actually reads the YouTube comments? Like
I did.
It's the worst. There's like the worst. You know, there's like the worst comment sections anywhere on the internet.
It's just, I mean, everything's
Like, I do
fucked.
think
Everything's fucked, man.
Yeah.
Well, we live in a time where you can say one thing and fuck your entire life up. So.
But look at this guy. This guy that gave us our critique before the show, right? This whoever this guy is. I mean, he means nothing, right? But each one of us took what we wanted to hear and ran with that. You know what I mean? Like in our head. And you only heard.
He was funny. Like he was.
Right. No. I get
it was satire.
That. No, I definitely get that. I get that. But I'm saying, look at the way you react to it. You know what I mean? Like each one of us could probably not say back what he said about the other person, but we definitely can say back what they said about us. You know what I'm saying? Like your own self. So you just things go in your ear and you take them for the way that they affect you. And that's
what I meant more though was like the level of like animosity and vitriol that there is now. Like people can't even have civil discourse.
Right.
You know,
if you say
like basic manners, and
now it's you're a libtard or you're a fucking alt-right.
Right. And like you know, I feel like it started at the Clinton era, and then with the internet and the 24-hour news cycle and, you know, social media, we've progressed to where every single conversation is just insults being hurled back and forth and nobody wanting to listen.
Yeah, because what's the consequence? What's the consequence? I mean, you got Twitter where you say whatever you want, and
the consequence is the potential like downfall of our great nation.
Exactly.
One positive impact.
Cooperate.
One positive impact Trump has had, I think, is that it's gotten a lot more people actually involved in politics.
At least paying attention to it. But then they find the people presenting the view that they agree with, and that's who they they go with CNN or they go with Fox News, and that's what they take. You know what I mean? Instead of actually
100%. You're 100% right. If you want to see something interesting, wait till a major event happens and then put MSNBC on one channel and Fox on another, and it's fucking astronomical. The difference in the it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And if you only listen to one side,
but I feel like it does a disservice though to say that both sides are equally wrong all the time. Like that's kind of where I think South Park fucked a lot of things up. In general, like to just bring it to South Park because like it had this cool like holier than thou. Well, everybody's full of shit, and so there is no truth.
That's what I'm saying. For sure, that's what I'm saying. I think everybody's full of shit. No one will listen to each other, and it's never going to change like that because everyone's just pumping their own agenda. You know what I mean?
Well, we all gotta be.
Go ahead, Rick.
Famous.
Sorry, Rick.
Oh no, I just like that's been like my biggest like knee-jerk thing with like apathy in politics at this point is like when you assume that everything is just going to be fucking terrible all the time and everybody who has an opinion is equally as wrong as everybody else who has an opinion. Like how do you get back from that?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm not saying that everyone's wrong. There's a right and a wrong in almost every situation. And you could be right half the time, I could be right half the time, whatever, but most of the time people don't listen to each other to even see if the other person's right. Is what I'm saying.
But I do feel concrete. I definitely agree with the general level of apathy because people see what whatever view they subscribe to, they see that, and then it's basically I feel like a lot of people just feel, well, what's the point of me trying to do anything? I'm not going to be able to change anything. Like I'm not going to be able to affect any difference in these situations, that's the problem because that's why people don't go out and vote. That's why people don't get involved in their local government. You know what I mean? Because they don't feel like they don't feel like they're going to be able to have any impact as an individual.
Well, that plays into it, but going into voting turnouts a huge, I mean, there's a lot of reasons and it's a shit show of like going into voter turnout because there's also a huge thing to be said for like how much your job impacts that.
Right.
Like how much money you make, like can you take time off to vote or can you not?
Yeah, but there's a ton of fuckery too.
But there's different ways to do that. Australia, it's mandatory if you're eligible to vote. It's mandatory that you vote.
Yeah, like there's definitely a lot of that's a whole nother show in itself. You know what I mean? Of like different things.
Yeah, we don't want to be Australia.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying that douchebag versus turd sandwich did more to erode American democracy than pretty much anything else in the last 20 years.
But it was
I can agree with that.
So fucking on the spot.
No, I think it would be more on the spot now than it was when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we basically lived up to that ideal.
I get what you're saying because like the joke was made about Obama and Bush, and it's like, okay, that's funny, but now like 10 years later, it's like, oh.
Well, and people have exploited that like partisanization. I don't think that's a word, but they've exploited.
We're going to keep it. We're going to keep that word.
Yeah.
Like they've exploited that joke and taken it to such a cynical place, like that there is no such thing as objective fact anymore. Like that's kind of where that argument leads at the extreme conclusion. And we're definitely feels like we're pushing towards an extreme conclusion here.
We're pushing towards something, right?
Yeah. All right, moving on because I'm fucking tired. I gotta make dinner for myself, and it's midnight.
Pizza pockets.
Matthew, I'm sorry. It's like fucking 10 for you, Graham. Calm the fuck down.
I know. It's still daytime out here.
Why didn't you just order pizza?
Because
she doesn't know how. She doesn't.
She usually dials the phone.
Because then I'd have to go down and answer the fucking door, and that's like across the fucking house from me.
Okay, this is a very important question. Do you know how to fucking make a scrambled egg?
Yeah.
Thank God. Okay.
I know how to cook a lot of shit, but I don't keep my fridge.
I don't wanna.
I keep the fridge stocked for the meals my wife makes. My wife doesn't make eggs. I make.
She didn't prep.
That will still always haunt me is just being in college and walking up to a drunk 22-year-old and realizing this guy has no idea how to cook a fucking egg.
Yeah. No.
What do you?
I know how to cook, but I don't keep shit stocked, and I don't like going to the supermarket.
Breakfast is a guy thing. Like cooking breakfast is a guy thing. The same as like grilling.
Eating.
It's just one of those things.
The only thing my dad ever cooked was breakfast.
Yeah.
I had an ex-girlfriend.
Did I make amazing breakfast? And I know how to grill.
No, I'm not.
Not exclusively a guy thing. It's
but a guy can do it better.
Yeah.
Matt.
I would actually prefer to let the guy handle the outside grill.
Yeah.
Just because I have burned my eyebrows off.
I had an ex-girlfriend that I overheard like talking to another one of her friends, and she was like, yeah, if you don't want to have, and she didn't cook at all anyway, so beside the point, but she was like, yeah, if you don't want to have to cook that night, just ask, be like, honey, how you feel about grilling out? And he'll be all over it. He'll be running to the grocery store to go get stuff just so he can operate the grill outside.
It's true.
Laughing because I was like, she did that to me, and I totally fell for it.
Yeah.
Because there's something primal about, and I don't mean that there aren't women that cook fantastic breakfasts. Fantastic breakfast. My wife cooks it occasionally, but it just seems like it seems like it's just one of those things that like it's like Sunday morning, like Dad's making pancakes. You know,
Right.
I mean, it's
Sunday pancake breakfast.
I mean,
I'm mostly sick to making crepes.
it's because, like most things, men
you
are just
fancy,
better
huh?
at that.
Well,
Men are just better at breakfast and grill, like the majority of things in this world.
they
Men also
definitely-
have bigger brains.
Fuck!
I mean, we know. Come on.
And we get to pee standing up. So
That's
Yeah.
that's the real winner, actually.
yeah.
definitely
And
cook
you
better.
don't have to give birth.
Oh
I'm
God,
fine.
are we gonna go back to that?
I'm potty training a 2-year-old, a 2.5-year-old male child right now, and that's the most awkward fucking thing in the world.
If she gets pregnant, we can just up and leave. It's cool.
Yeah. Women cook better
All right,
breakfast
little
at
Dickie.
other people's house.
No, but Matthew,
What's the next line in the
I
song?
think you wanted to. Yeah, that's a little Dicky song. But Matthew, I think you wanted to give away something when we reach a subscriber count.
Yes, I have a slightly used but not abused squee atomizer from Proteus Projects. It's the full set, including multiple top caps and matching drip tips. So it's a great little squonking addy, and I think somebody will probably really enjoy it. So.
All right, so what are we doing for the giveaway? We're at 240 something subscribers now. Should we do it at 300 or 350?
Let's aim low.
Let's aim low.
Tonight? We're probably not gonna get 70 tonight.
No, I'm saying we're gonna give it away at 300 subscribers.
Oh, so
I mean, that could be like next year, though, man. I mean,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Hey.
It looks like the Derringer.
It's different. It's a 2-post. It has that same single coil squonk and addy setup that everything has now.
Okay.
Did you know that Praxis was going out of business?
I'm not surprised. They never
Did you
really.
know?
No, I had
No,
no idea. But
Well, last week you were asking about the Derringers.
yeah, I'm not shocked by that because they never made a Derringer 2.
They did make a Derringer 2. They made a Derringer 2 with a 4-post.
I thought that was the 1.5.
Oh, okay. All right, my
They
bad.
never did like a. They never.
Either way, they didn't
never did a
adapt.
2-post like redesign. They never.
Right.
And then they made they had the mechanical mod, which was actually really nice. It had this like weird bottom, because it was a mech 2 mod, and like the switch had like a built-in.
There's like a
safety
slide
on it.
button.
Yeah, you had to like slide it. And
That's
it
dope.
was pretty neat, and it was hybrid top cap, and it looked great with the Derringer on it. But then they made the the Decimus was like that regulated mod,
Yeah.
and then I don't think they put out another product since then. So
They didn't keep up with the market.
Yeah.
That airflow control ring is what kills them. I'm telling you. Do you still have yours to any of your Derringers?
No,
I lost
because
that.
all
I
of
lost
them-
it constantly.
Every atomizer and RDA that's tried to do that ring style, I hate them.
Yeah.
I mean, that
well,
was-
it cuts
that was the thing
your
that-
deck
that
in
was-
half.
That was the thing
Yeah.
back then. There was a ton
Yeah.
of addies that did it like
Black. What was it? The
Well,
black.
no, because
the
that
Black
came
Mamba?
that came out like what 8 months after the Tobe, and the Tobe didn't have the control ring. It just had
Side.
slots. It had slots.
Because it
That
had
went
those-
with the deck.
Yeah, because it had the pieces on the deck, it had like those raised pieces on the
Right.
deck that you
Yeah.
would use to close the air
and
off.
that
So,
worked well.
yeah.
Like
But-
I think the reason they did it like that was because they wanted to because that was the shortest atomizer that was on the market at that point. That was like their big selling feature. Like the
Right.
print ads and stuff, they had it like, I forget, it was like a penny or a nickel. It was like they had a coin sitting there with the atomizer behind it. So like one from the front and then the other one was from the back, like showing how small the atomizer was. So I think they did that setup then because that was how they figured they could get the lowest height.
Has there ever been one smaller than that? Maybe the Low Pro?
There has
we
been
don't talk
now.
about the Lopro.
Oh, it's the worst, right?
There
Okay.
have
So-
been shorter ones.
But
I
the
dude,
giveaway,
I'll say it again. I
giveaway
paid
we're
a
doing
cent for it.
we're doing
Yeah,
it
me too.
like a YouTube Discord giveaway. All right, so when the YouTube reaches
Call him with the bottle, please.
317 subscribers, we're gonna do the giveaway, but we're gonna run it on the StopGap Discord that's in the description. I created a channel called Giveaway Entries, and what you do there is you're gonna put in your fuck, marry, or kill
Oh, yeah.
for the co-hosts. You pick one of us to fuck, one of us to marry, one of us to kill. Alicia can't be the one that you always fuck. All right.
Who are you gonna
Rule
marry?
number 1. So you gotta choose to fuck, marry, kill one of us for each of those.
Everyone on this panel right now.
Yeah, right now these are well. I mean, you can throw Jen Jarvis in there, I guess,
Yes,
but
have
she's
to.
not a regular co-host.
Yeah, but they're gonna want to fuck her.
I mean,
just saying, you gotta have some options.
I'm gonna do all 3 to Graham.
I want to see who the people are that don't pick one of the girls.
yeah. So
And we're gonna go MKF on the
so
order.
you do yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do marry,
Or just
kill,
mark
fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so marry, kill, fuck in the Discord and giveaway entries. The Discord link is in the description. When we reach 310 subscribers, we're gonna do the giveaway.
I'm so dead.
We'll announce this next week too, but I don't know. I guess I'll announce it every show until we reach 317 subscribers. That's what we're shooting.
Is that for stainless steel or white through 17?
I don't fucking know, man. I don't
You really
even-
just
I don't
randomly
even know
picked
what you're
317?
asking for. Yeah, 317.
Same why 317?
No, just 317. I just picked it.
Okay.
Because I
That's a
didn't want to
good-
go
that's
as
a
low as
good reasonable
300.
number.
I didn't want to go up to 350. You know.
Oh, I know there
wanted-
was a reason. You're smart, and I'm trying to figure out your process.
Yeah, we just chose. Well, I unilaterally chose 317. We chose between 300 and 350.
Mm-hmm.
I unilaterally chose 317. Let's do that.
I think we should
Sounds
consult
good.
the owls.
Yeah. What do the owls think? Does anybody know what the owls think?
They don't think.
The
Right.
owls mostly want out of their pens. They're
Yeah.
getting a little cramped.
They mainly
They
just don't want
resorted to some light cannibalism. It's not pretty.
Hold on, I got the dice. I'll roll a percentage dice for what percentage of 300 we're gonna go at. All right, so
Again?
scratch the 317. Let's roll this.
Can't keep up with all these numbers.
Yeah, I wasn't doubting it. I thought it was.
Fuck you.
I wanted to know how you did it.
All right, 335. 335. The dice said 335. Let's do that.
So sometime in a year and a half.
Yeah,
Actually,
Oh,
it might go
man.
down in subscribers, dude.
Later
Or
tonight.
Maybe never.
maybe never.
Well-
Yeah. So, I don't know. Just post links
you
to the
tell
show.
your
Post
friends.
post clips of the show to your social
And
media.
F Mary
you know.
Kill or Mary Kill.
Spread us around. Yeah, marry, kill, fuck.
Or
That's the layout.
alternatively, tell no one.
Yes, that also works.
Probably be better for your own social life, but
Oh boy.
Here, I'll even put down the rules in the fucking Discord channel.
They got it.
There you go. Marry, kill, fuck. Was there anything else we wanted to get to tonight? Because I'm fucking starving and tired.
Yeah, who's your Mary Kill fuck?
Ooh,
Not in here, just in general.
Oh, in general.
No, in here. Fuck that, in here.
Picking every. Oh, in here.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? There's myself.
I'd probably marry Pretty Matthew because he's got an E-Juice company. He's got money.
Mm-hmm.
Probably-
a smart choice.
yeah.
I'd absolutely kill.
You're signing a prenup though.
I'd absolutely. Well, that's fine. I still have access to your money while we're married.
You
I
probably
would-
get more out of it if you're just fucking them.
I would kill Graham, no
I saw
doubt,
that.
no doubt. in my
And what would happen to what would happen to like everything you do? I mean, how would you operate in life?
a lot more happily.
Yeah.
We're definitely killing Graham.
Elise is so full of shit.
I'm pretty sure everybody in here would kill Graham.
Okay.
And then fuck, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey.
I think it'd be Shindo. I want to pump some self-esteem into him, get those backlights on.
There we go. There we go.
That's more than your little dick.
Oh, we've already got one vote for killing
I don't
Jerry,
know.
so shout out.
Oh, one person said they wanna
I
kill
think
Jerry?
I'd marry Jarvis.
Yeah, 'cause
Uh,
makes sense.
I'd kill Graham.
You wouldn't know.
and-
Like, let's be
and
honest.
I would fuck Concrete with the strap on.
Right. That hurts.
I'd be strangely into that. So let's
I
see where
think
this
you would.
goes. Yeah, let's see where this goes.
Why do you even need a strap on?
All right,
Well,
Jerry,
I'm-
since I know
I'm fucking
Caitlin's sitting
him.
next to you,
I'm
what are
already
your
dead.
answers?
I'm catching, bro.
No, Jerry, you're not
Exactly.
dead. No one in here
You
killed
got-
you.
you got him
Jerry,
laying
let's
down?
go.
Wait.
Call
With
me,
or
call
without
me
Lou?
famous Mariners catcher Dan Wilson.
No, this one's for me is easy. Of course, sorry, Graham, but you're dead.
Uh-huh.
Well, it would be hard. It would be a toss up between you and Colt, actually.
Okay.
Marrying Pretty Matthew for money is pretty tempting, but I think I'm going to choose a life partner out of Rick and fuck
Interesting.
Shindo.
You went with no women, even on the wild card.
Well,
Lube
that's
or no
because
lube?
it's fucking weird if we say we want to fuck one of the co-hosts, dude.
Not to me. It's weirder that you picked all 4 guys.
No, it's
definitely weirder.
No, it's definitely weirder that you would be like, yeah, Alicia, I'd send it in.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is.
She's
to be honest with you.
she's the only girl that's a regular co-host.
Right. So
what else
I'm
is the
definitely
fucking
gonna
choice?
fuck her.
So you don't go for the obvious choice. You throw.
But
you
I'm
mix
obviously
it up
not going
bit.
to choose one of you. Why are you trying to plead your case? You trying to campaign? I'll pick you. Don't worry.
Shekwara said he'd fuck Concrete, marry Graham, kill Jerry. Sorry, Shek, you are disqualified. That's the wrong order.
No, it's not the wrong answer.
No, we decided marry, kill, fuck. He put the wrong order. He's disqualified.
No, I was just trying to explain the order that I was going to do that to Graham.
Nope, we're doing marry, kill, fuck.
You know what elementary school's like when kids are like pulling each other's hair and all that shit? You know that move, Colton? Well, you
it just means that we all like you.
Yeah, that's exactly
We're
right.
flirting.
I think you are. I think except for Jerry, who picked all guys.
Except for
killed
Graham,
me first.
who's fucking who's interneting the fuck out of this. Like, there's a girl, I'd fuck her. For sure.
No, well, I mean, I don't.
There's a girl.
Wait, is this me too? Wait, Shek, is this me too?
How do you even know I'd fuck her?
I got me too.
Graham, don't even.
Is this me too a thing?
Graham, don't even answer this. You'd make it way too weird, man.
That might actually be the best YouTube comment I've ever read.
No,
holy shit, me too, me.
Yeah, and Mark.
Is this a thing?
Mark, don't do this.
I do this to people?
Don't do this because I don't want to think less of you. I feel like you'd go too much into detail. Just don't answer this one.
Do it.
Grimes, just write present, please.
Yeah. We know you're here. We know your answer.
You'd marry me, you'd fuck Alicia, and you'd kill Graham. Easy. It's easy.
No, he wouldn't. I have news for you guys. Check with the audience.
Hey, I watched
Everybody hates Graham. That's the title of next show.
I know that Skittles Weinstein is a thing.
Go ahead and watch.
It's more like Skittles Cosby.
Yeah, he made sure they were sleeping.
See, I'd probably fuck Jerry because, quite frankly, he's an attractive man. I would marry Graham because I want to see what kind of weird hustles we can get up to.
That's 2 for the Mary there, if you're paying attention.
And I'm gonna have to kill Shindo.
Wow, fuck you, Rick.
Shindo, it's for your own good. He's putting you out of your misery.
Yeah,
he loves you the most. That's why he's killing you.
Yeah, no, I'm giving you the sweet release of death. No, I also feel like our relationship eventually is gonna have to end up with one of us killing the other one. Like, that's just a foregone conclusion. So I'm just gonna jump on that.
It's like a Highlander situation.
Suicide pact right now.
He's been dead for a while. I mean, fuck.
Like, I've seen the story. This is where it goes. One of us is going to end up driving across the country in diapers so we don't have to stop and stabbing the other person. Like, this is how it goes.
They're called raid diapers, okay?
It's a tale as old as time, man. It's in all the nursery books.
It's not healthy.
Nice callback to that astronaut.
That's hilarious.
That was like the crazy.
Shindo doesn't see it coming. It's like exactly how.
Hey, Shindo, you want to do a
I got
mixing
blindsided,
weekend?
dude.
Yeah, well.
Hey, dude, I was the first one to be killed, so.
Oh, really? I got killed 5 fucking times before you started.
All right. I would not kill Graham. I'm just stating that.
Let him live in his squalor.
Yes.
My squalor.
Dude, I need a house, Graham, okay? It has to happen some way.
Mine's on fucking wheels, man. Exactly. How do you get cooler than that? It's a tour bus. You're used to touring, right?
Exactly, dude. I need a house, so it's obvious choice.
Oh, I have a house too.
I just feel like marrying Graham would be super interesting for like 3 months until it all went to hell.
Oh yeah, until you either got arrested or fucking, I don't know, had to start visiting. Yeah.
It definitely wouldn't be boring.
Concrete, you would end up on a corner so fast.
Oh, you would end up on a corner so fast.
Dude, he wouldn't even bring me to a corner. He'd like march me to the nearest truck stop. It would be
Why
bad.
would I need to? There's brothels out there. Nobody's no decent, self-respecting.
I
person
feel like
got a
it's
corner
weird
out
if I
there.
ask Alicia her options, so I'm gonna skip.
I
that
already
one.
No,
said my
no,
options.
she got it. She has to know.
Oh, she.
I already did.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't. I wasn't
she's a
listening.
filth bag. You don't know that? Stop treating her like she.
I totally already told. I said I would fuck Concrete with a dildo or with a strap.
Oh
on.
yes. Okay,
Remember?
now I
Remember, and I said she doesn't need a strap on. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Shindo.
Yeah.
Uh,
Marry, fuck, marry, kill, fuck. We're doing it out of order.
I would kill Rick for revenge because. For sure.
Yeah, so it'd be it would
Only-
we'd kill each other. That's fine.
Actually,
I'm
can this
into
just be like a movie series? Like, I just want to see the first movie where Rick kills Shindo, and then like the second sequel where Shindo comes back from the grave
As
and
a
has a
zombie.
revengeance, and it's just gonna be like revengeancing.
Okay. Okay.
Drowns him in cake batter.
Now you got.
I would probably fuck Matt because sugar daddy privileges.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then I would marry Colton to change.
There's
his white supremacist
women
ways.
here. There's females that are options. What are you guys doing?
Females
At least
are
pick
overrated.
one of them.
They would just bro out all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
bros.
I don't know. What
Wow, man,
don't
I
know.
bro like a motherfucker, but I'm still sticking my a female. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're not. You're
I'm
sitting in a drill.
Yeah.
But if I had, okay, but if
You would
it
just
was
be like,
it's a
hey, what's up?
female
He's your own drill bro. And
Yeah,
here's
if it
mine."
I don't know if you guys know, but
I can
DeWalt,
hang out with my best friends and use a drill.
If I had
DeWalt is
the
a
option-
female name. All right.
if I had the option every time.
Colton,
if there's a
imagine
drill
the
hole-
tax breaks. dude.
Also,
Oh,
you know Colt's got some wigs.
I know.
yeah,
Probably
exactly.
sexy.
And he
the
can
best
pull it
of
off.
both.
And he's limber. Have you seen that whole leg thing he
Listen,
does?
I'm marrying the drill
Yeah.
every time.
I would marry Colton so that we could start a career in tranny porn.
There we go.
Wait, can you do the leg thing again because it's freaky?
Oh, what, this thing?
Yeah.
Just pick it up. It's all over.
I'll give you
here.
money if you do that.
It's like it's a prop leg that he just.
Yeah, that isn't right. That isn't
You
real.
mean
That
this? You
cannot
mean
be
this
real.
leg over here?
I feel like I made the best.
Can't you do
choice
both
there.
of them at the same time too, or something?
What do you mean, like?
Like,
this?
did I or did I not make it?
Like this leg up here? Too? This one's a little less limber. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
hey,
like
Skittles,
that.
Skittles, you know what you should do is you should check out a subreddit called Self Fuck.
That's like.
So,
it's like
does anyone want to revise their answers on who they would fuck?
It's so
Now
That's
that
like-
it's on the
Even with
way.
a second chance, they're not doing it.
That's just so disconcerting every time he does that.
Yeah.
And he just pops it like it was no effort. He just pops it up there.
It just comes up.
Like, I don't
It just
understand
comes up
that.
here, man. It's just-
Like I can hardly tie my own fucking shoes.
I know,
at this
me neither.
point.
Yeah, I
And
might.
motherfuckers, like his face is halfway to his dick already.
The first time I saw you do that, you were clearly wearing shorts because it was like bare leg and you were barefoot, and it's just like all of a sudden this like skinny little leg flies up, and I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
How long
This
did it
thing.
take you to get your rabbit out?
I don't even need hands to bring it up here.
Oh shit! No, and it's curling, so you know it isn't a prop leg. That's wrong.
I know.
Why are your heels a different color?
Because I like to walk barefoot.
Oh. All right. I forgot you're in Atlanta.
It's not that terrifying.
All right.
no.
So on that note, I think we're
But
done.
ding 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 ding.
Vaping in Oz is having some trouble answering this question. They've been typing for like 5 minutes, but we're gonna go ahead and do the outro music because I need dinner and I work. So everybody,
So embarrassing.
have a great night. I'm gonna go try and find some Totino's pizzas in my freezer. Let's see if my wife prepared it.
She really didn't.
Pretty good.
Everybody have a great night. We'll see you guys next
I'll have to
week.
text her.
And there's the outro music.
Seriously though, do you guys have any thoughts on what the hell this Sonic Wars thing is?
Aliens.
I mean, it doesn't. It
Always
doesn't.
alien.
It doesn't seem like outside of the realm of possibility, really. But it's weird that it happened at two different embassies.
Yeah.
Sounds like pan fruit music.
2 different communist embassies.
Also, we didn't bring up the fact that Jade Helm is literally happening right now with people being rounded up and put in the decommissioned Walmarts. Just throwing that out.
is. That's true. That's true stuff. Concentration.